Rooftop Sports welcomes you to a special presentation of the National Football League.
That's not what he wanted to cook.
And good evening, everyone. This is the Rooftop Sports, and here we are for Sunday Night Football between the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks here on Sunday Night Football on NBC. And this game will luckily be in Seattle, because if it wasn't Green Bay, I would have called loss on that one, because Seahawks haven't won a game in Green Bay since 1999. But luckily, we don't have to worry about that. The only thing that us Seahawks fans have to worry about is to actually just win, because the Rams won. So the race to the division is clear. Excuse me. That it's going to be between the Seahawks and the Rams. Now, before we get started, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification. And also donate to this channel. Donate to the channel through the super chats of YouTube or my Venmo, and I'll go ahead and send you my Venmo account. Here it is if you are to support this channel. And also, just want to say also very much, thank you very much for supporting my channel by watching all of my Mariners content recently. Gotten quite a bit of views on that, so I do appreciate that. But nonetheless, it's time to focus on the Seahawks. And they're talking to Geno Smith right now, and he is the second, or shall I say the top 3 leading passing yard throwers as a quarterback in the NFL. Something that I personally didn't expect, but Geno Smith has been giving a lot of volume of passing. I mean, it makes sense, because think about it. I mean, Ryan Grubb, the offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks, formerly of the Huskies, when he built Michael Penix into a passing machine, and now looks like he's doing the same thing for Geno Smith, even though I'm not a big fan of Ryan Grubb as the offensive coordinator and Geno Smith as the quarterback, but they have performed. But the question is, can they tighten it up and hold it all together for the last remaining games of the season? Because they're going to have to basically maintain a perfect season if they are going to make the playoffs. Born in 78, what did he say? We need both these games in order to maintain the lead in the division. I mean, you gotta win them all, I must say. They're showing highlights between the Steelers and the Eagles. But here is actually the bigger story today for myself. My fantasy football team in the quarterfinals now holds the lead, 128 to 112. That is the score right now. Now, who do I have remaining? I have Jackson Smith and Jigba for Sunday Night Football. Can he get the production for me? But tomorrow, he has Bijan Robinson for Monday Night Football against the terrible Raiders team. So I am very nervous. And the other thing I did also was I fumbled on my kicker choice. I benched the Dallas kicker because I thought weather in North Carolina wasn't going to do it for him. Instead, I picked Will Lutz of Denver. He got 8 points, but I could have had another 7 points. And my Chargers defense was absolutely atrocious. -4 points. They gave up 40 points. Instead, I could have had Pittsburgh's defense. I could have gotten 8 points right there. So I cost myself 16 points for my mistake. So I don't know. Am I going to win or am I going to lose? I really don't know. But if I do win, it would be an absolute miracle if I do. Top performers of my team. Jared Goff got me 40.9 points. Had I put in anyone else like CJ Stroud or Russell Wilson, I would have been toast. James Cook with 26 points. Brian Robinson with 11. Amon-Ra St. Brown finally played exactly how I wanted him to play. 37.3. Dalton Schultz, because David Njoku was out. What a way to Cleveland Brown my game. He got me 3.3. Tyrone Tracy with Chasey. Tyrone Tracy with 4.5. Chargers with -4. Will Lutz, the kicker, at 8 points. And I just need Jackson Smith and Jigba. Man, if he does exactly the projections, I have a very good shot of winning. He got 19.6 points last time. Hopefully he can get some scoring going against Green Bay. And with DK Metcalf being a decoy of this team at this point, maybe it's possible. I don't know. And Biffer the Hobbit, thank you for being on this show. And for anyone that really does deep down support this channel, donate to this channel. And I do have my Venmo account there. So do that. Not forcing you to do it. If you would like to, you do it. If you don't, then it is what it is. And my sound system sounds pretty good, so I'm going to say it at that. But usually I'm at my pizza place, but I opted out so I could cover this game because this is a big game. And I'm expecting to do the next 2 Seahawks games. Expecting to do the Vikings game next week. And also expecting to do the Chicago Bears game, which is day after Christmas. And then after that, it's going to be the closing game against the Rams. And it depends which time that game is. But we have a feeling that it's going to come down to the very last. Unless the Rams have like some kind of a big meltdown, which I just don't see happening. And look what we've got here. We've got the great Epic C Films. Epic C Films, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great today. I'm doing very, very good today and stuff. So how's your day been?
Well, I helped my friends practice for my Special Olympics basketball team. And for anyone that wants to know exactly what Special Olympics basketball is, or Epic C Films, would you like to have an idea what Special Olympics basketball actually means?
Special Olympics basketball is a set of basketball. It's usually is it part of it's wheelchair basketball? I know a lot of times you do it that way, but I know it's just an alternative form of basketball for people who have gone through injuries or have disabilities. It allows
it's mostly it's disabilities, or maybe someone had like lifelong physically altering health trauma.
Yeah.
So who knows? Like, example for me, obviously I would not qualify, but I do practice for the team. But there are players that are like, man, can you join my team? I'm like, no, I can't. Because one, I'd be taking a roster spot, and it'd just be wrong. And also, thanks for reminding me, because you have a Seahawks jersey on. That also means...
Yes.
I gotta get mine on. Let me put mine on really quick.
Do you know what number I have?
You're Russell Wilson, number 3, and I'm gonna be Marshawn Lynch, number 24.
Yeah, I have a Marshawn Lynch jersey also, but I didn't wear that one. No, I'm really big into running into quarterbacks.
My Marshawn Lynch Wolf Gray, but I'm pretty sure that today's results in fantasy football has been extremely shocking. Like, your team was favored to like have a huge blowout, and then things happened. Your team is now losing 149.1 to 84. You did run into some bad luck, like Baker Mayfield just decided to have a big game. Neighbors of the Giants decided to have a big game. Devontae Adams, Denver's defense. I mean, your team, if everything just went to par, like if everything just played normal, I think you still would have won. You would have had a good shot to win this game. It's just that, in fantasy football, it's all about luck, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, part of it was today with my team with that. My team really didn't underperform much. It performed about what they were doing. They say the projections maybe be 10 points less, but overall my players were doing what their projected averages were supposed to do. The other team just happened to way overperform, and that's like a really weird thing that the players they had just happened to coincide on the wrong week for me. It happens all the time. Like last week, I happened to have a fluke thing where I came back and won at the last second in a game last week. So you never know who's going to perform really well at the last second to actually make their team better.
If only Jamar Chase could have played exactly like he did last week. And the results, the turnout for my team has been very shocking. I'm now winning 128 to 112, and it's mostly because of Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown's finally playing up to that level. He was playing to the level that I was hoping that the way I drafted him was I was hoping he would maintain that kind of success, but I guess better late than never in some aspects. And the only player I have remaining is Jackson Smith and Jigba, but he has Bijan Robinson, so I need Jackson Smith and Jigba to score as many points as possible.
But on the other hand, I have DJ Metcalf, and I want DJ Metcalf to play better than Smith. So if they keep giving the ball to DJ tonight and have their big explosive plays tonight, I think that I could have a good shot of at least getting back,
making it interesting.
Yes.
So if I win, because it will be once again another huge upset, how will you feel?
So I don't really care.
You won't give me credit.
No.
You're just going to say, will you even say good game, congratulations? Or are you just going to say, I don't care?
I don't care. You were lucky.
What? Man, I think you are. I really do think that you're the biggest critic as a fantasy player of me.
Well, it's just, I think for a lot of players and certain players, I think one of the things that people don't realize with fantasy, a lot of it goes down to stats. And like even they say in football and they talk about it in sports in general, is that luck plays a factor into a lot of things. And some people over their history have had more luck than other players. When other players, their success is based on more controlled statistics and more things that you can actually measure than just, oh, they were lucky.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
If that's what you think.
Because look at this. Amon St. Brown played not great this whole season, then ends up having a good day. Then one day you need him the whole season. Isn't that just a fluke, weird coincidence?
And it's about a couple days after Friday the 13th.
So you see what I'm saying? So you can say, hey, when you need something to happen, luck just happens to be on your side. Is it just because you are the runner of this league? I don't know what it is, but that's what I can see, is that you always come out very lucky.
And how about one of my YouTube videos? Because maybe you did notice that it's getting close to 800. The video was posted on Friday the 13th. So what do you think? Do you think it was I just happened to push the right buttons, write the correct description, did really good research, wrote up the video well? Or do you think it was just Friday the 13th?
Friday the 13th, it's you can't say something is good success until you see sustained success. They always talk about that in sports. They talk about like a lot of people always diss on the Seahawks. They have to see it back to back to back to back to back to see that sustained success. It's with any team out there. You can't just say, oh, they won one game and they're good. They even said it with the Rams. They said, well, they beat the Buffalo Bills a couple weeks ago. Then they happen to beat the 49ers. It's like they said, because they did it in two different fashions, people are more locked in saying the Rams have a good chance of doing well this season and finishing strong this season. But before that, people were kind of still questioning the Rams and saying things like that, just like with the Seahawks. Before the bye week, people were dogging on the Seahawks saying, hey, we were bad.
Including?
You.
And did I do it very harshly?
Yeah, and so some people do it harsher than others, and that's just everybody has their level of it, because some people people want to see wins, and when people keep winning and you have more wins and you have losses, if you like with the Detroit Lions this year, they have one loss, so it's like most people are not going to get mad at them for their success and how they've been playing, just like the Vikings. Vikings are a great example this year where they have had so much luck on their side, but because they only have two losses, people think they're a great team. But
well, I guess we'll find out on Sunday for the Seahawks game and the Vikings. But the thing is, what matters more than the Vikings game right now?
So what people are saying with the Seahawks, as long as we win two of our last four games, we can still make the postseason. Even
if the Rams went out?
Potentially, yes, because it would go down to tiebreakers, and it all depends. What's going to be a very important game for the Rams is if Arizona can beat the Rams. That would help us tremendously.
I just don't see it happening. Like, do you see the Rams playing that kind of a spoiler effort? I'm sorry, the Cardinals playing the spoiler effort.
Well, look at the game last week. It went down to the fourth quarter. It was a big momentum shift by the 49ers that lost them the game. They were in that game through almost 80% of the game, like 85% of the game. The 49ers were holding right in that game and had the momentum in their favor. It wasn't until the last 15 minutes that the Rams actually took over that game.
For Roger. So if we finish and tied with the Rams and split head-to-head, and that's if the Seahawks win in Los Angeles, who wins the division? Do we know? Great question. I believe that comes down to divisional tiebreakers. So that's the other thing we have to look at is the divisional record. Right now, the Rams own that 3-1, Seahawks 3-2. So theoretically, let's say if they are tied, if the Seahawks win, they will be at 4-2 for the division. And for the Rams, let's say if it's 4-2, and let's say if it's 4-2, if they split those, man, how is that? Maybe it will come down to point differential, but let's take a look and see.
It doesn't go to point differential. After the actual divisional record, it goes down to conference record. How have you beat the other teams in your overall conference?
We'll look at procedures. First, it's head-to-head, so let's say it's tied. Yeah. Second is win-loss percentage played within division. Then it's common games. And then it's within conference. So we'll have to see how their record is. And Christian, you got Kyle Tucker. Yep, you did it. And because of Kyle Tucker, he played a huge role on my, should we call it semi-success of my YouTube podcasting video? Would you say semi-success, then success? Probably that. But anyways, and thanks for that awkward silence, Epic C Film Scenes. That's like things that you like to do. You see, look at that face. You did that on purpose.
No, I didn't. I didn't do that on purpose. No, I did not do that on purpose and stuff. Yeah. And because you look at the Rams.
Oh, common games means like basically AFC and NFC put together. Then conference is just NFC. Roger.
Because technically right now the Rams are 5-5 in conference games, so they've split theirs, and we still have three more conference games left.
So basically, it seems that everything is like up in the air.
Everything is kind of technically up in the air for a lot of stuff. But the thing about it is that the Seahawks have the fate in their hand. If they just win out,
they're in.
The Rams don't mean nothing. The Rams can't do nothing. The Rams have to hope that the Seahawks lose at least one game. If the Seahawks don't lose one game, the Rams have no chance of making it. So the Rams, that's why they consider the Seahawks have more of the advantage percentage-wise of making the playoffs, because they have the fate in their hands. Win out, no one can beat you.
Head-to-head,
yeah.
Christian, head-to-head, like that. We're talking if the Seahawks and the Rams split each other, which could happen if the Seahawks win.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And one of the big games that people didn't talk about today, which we should talk about a little bit, is the Washington game. Did you see the Washington Commanders? I didn't watch the game, but I noticed that they won by 1 point, and that was huge because of them winning. What's going to happen is that if the Seahawks and the Rams tie and they end up both going 10-7 this season, one of them could be pushed out by the actual Washington Commanders and not make the playoffs as a wild card team. There's still a chance, but it's all based on the Commanders, and because they won today, they now have 9 wins. They just need one more of their last 3 games.
And the other thing that they have to consider, too, is BC makes a great point that Stafford is 5-0 against the Seahawks in Los Angeles. And also, NBC is showing like Mike Holmgren in his history with the Seahawks and the Packers as he coached both of them.
Yes.
About the game, how do you feel about the Seahawks and Packers? Like, what are the keys to the games that you are seeing?
So the keys to the game for the Seahawks is defense and stopping the run. If you can stop the run, that's a big thing. But the other big thing is stopping the explosive plays. The Rams are really great at passing. They have two great
No, the Seahawks and Packers.
Oh, the Packers game. So the Packers game is stopping the run. So that's what I was talking about. Is they have Jordan their running back is the guy who used to play for the
Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is a really good running back. If we can stop the run, that will stop a big portion of their game plan. That will stifle them because we've been getting a lot better with the run. The other big thing I think we need to talk about in the game scenario is the passing ability. We know that if we can move Jordan Love outside the pocket, he wants to be a pocket passer. He's not a great scrambler. So if we can make him scramble more, then he's going to make more mistakes and we will win that game. So getting to the quarterback is going to be key to the game. Now on the offensive side for the Seahawks, it's the big explosive play.
No. Here's the offense.
Yeah.
Just get the ball to Jackson Smith and Jigba. Just give him the ball every single time.
No, I think
it has nothing to do with my fantasy football team. I promise. Does it?
What I say is a big thing is that we know who can do big explosive plays. What we need to do is do a combination of run, big play, and the big plays could be to any one of our passing ones. But I know who can do the most big plays is DK Metcalf. If we can get big explosive yardage out of DK Metcalf and then push it in with some runs and kind of combine that together and do a 1-2 punch, that'll be huge for us. Because Geno has the arm to make the big pass.
As for Christian, he says, is Mike McDonald going to win Coach of the Year? I think if the Lions do exactly what they're supposed to do, which they did lose today, but if they do finish strong, I think Coach of the Lions has a good chance to win that. And now I wonder who's pulling the 12th man flag. John Ryan, ex-punter, the one who is going to raise the 12th man flag. It is John Ryan. He was one of our longtime punters for the Seattle Seahawks, part of the Super Bowl winning team in the 2013-2014 season. And hats off to the great John Ryan. Also had a great personality, and he's just going straight to the point and just really raising that flag.
Mm-hmm.
As the fireworks go off.
So, but the interesting thing is you're talking about rookie head coach, like first-year head coaches. Like if you're talking about coaches that are like just came back to teams. We're talking about ones that have never coached before. Mike McDonald done the best job of all the coaches that have never coached before. We're talking about coaches that are just their first year to a new team. I would say that maybe Dan Quinn did better because of the turnaround he did to that team. If you wanted to go with that,
I'm sorry, man, but we are on the kickoff, and repeat that thought once this play is with the ball, and they are going past the 30, and it's a good thing that for them that they did not take that knee. So take it away, Epic C Films. What were you saying? I got lost.
So what I'm saying is that the person was asked about Coach of the Year. Maybe not Coach of the Year, but Mike McDonald, if you look at all first-time head coaches that are in the league this year, I would say Mike McDonald did the best job by hands down.
Considering what he had to work with?
Just in general, record-wise, everything and stuff like that. I think, but if you're talking about coaches that are new to new teams, I think Dan Quinn did the best job. We're talking about new coaches to new teams.
So it's going to be a pretty close one.
Mm-hmm.
We got Jordan Love. He is at the 36, and he's going to pass, and that is complete to Josh Jacobs, and he trips, and he lost running lanes, and he's going to go down, so that's not going to get much, maybe about 2 yards on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Love, he is at yards per game, 248, 21 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He's had 0 interceptions in the last 3 games, so the Seahawks are going to have to come up something big. Hopefully they can get an interception on Jordan Love. And we are looking at 2nd and 6, so it wasn't 2 yards. It was actually 4 yards. And this crowd, you can hear the crowd. They're going off, and now he's a little bit of blitz, and he gets pushed. And now here's Josh Jacobs, and he gets in there for the first down. And there's going to be a flag, and I think it's going to be a roughing the passer because if you notice, like after he gave the ball to Josh Jacobs, defense on the Seahawks pushed Jordan Love. So I do think it's going to be roughing the passer. Yep, roughing the passer. That'll do it. That was a pretty obvious call.
Mm-hmm. But if you look at the numbers between Geno Smith and Jordan Love's numbers are not actually as good as Geno's numbers this year.
You know, I know roughing the passer is not a good thing, but I think Woolen did that on purpose because he already knew they were going to get a big play. So that was kind of like a nothing to lose kind of thing, I guess.
But he didn't even try to hit him that hard. You notice that he kind of let up a little bit? He wasn't going full steam.
I think he wanted to go full steam because he wants to. But look at this. Or I think they assessed the penalty after the fact. So actually that hurts even more. Mm-hmm. So it's not about a penalty decline. They just put more yards on the Green Bay Packers. So I lied. It's not good. And we got a 1st and 10. And they are in Seahawks territory. and they're going to hand it to Josh Jacobs. And let's remember, Josh Jacobs killed the Seattle Seahawks in the 2022 game between the Seahawks and the Raiders.
Yeah. It's not how you start a game, it's how you finish a game.
Well, we don't have Pete Carroll, so you can't really say. I want to see how Josh Jacobs did. Josh Jacobs went 229 yards, so maybe he'll do it again. Now here's Jordan Love, hands it off to his running back and only gets about a few yards. It's going to be about a 3rd and 3, and they're handing it. They're really just feeding it to Josh Jacobs, and you were correct that they've got to find a way to stop the run game. Like you were, your statements couldn't be as prophetic as it has been.
Because there's been 3 big running backs that came to new teams this year. They've done really well. They've turned their careers around. And this was one of them.
Now Josh Jacobs gets handed again, and that's going to be a 1st down. Now this is where you're getting nervous.
Because think about this. Green Bay doesn't have much other game plan besides run the ball. They're not really they're not the greatest passing team.
Now you don't think Jordan Love is the guy for quarterback?
I think Jordan Love is kind of overrated. One of the things that I think good quarterbacks can do well, like a Russell Wilson, is that they actually can like scramble.
Jordan Love's not much of a scrambler.
No.
And we got 4 seconds left on the play clock, and he's handing it to Josh Jacobs again, and he's just running right through the Seahawks defense. That's about easily another 8 yards. Yeah, BC says that Love will never win a Super Bowl. That's how I also feel about Geno Smith. I don't see him winning a Super Bowl with the Seahawks either.
So, but here's the thing with Geno is he's always going to be competitive. We're always going to have a competitive team. Our team's always going to be in the mix every year.
And now we've got 2nd down, and it's going to be about a 2nd down and about a 2. 87 touches in the first quarter that he does, Josh Jacobs. So he gets the ball a lot in first quarters, and he's getting handed off again, and that's going to be another easy 1st down. And Seahawks defense have got to figure out to hold the running game. I have no idea how they're going to do it. Hopefully, I don't know. Like, this doesn't look like a good game. I think at this pace, I think Josh Jacobs could easily run 200 yards today, just like he did when he was with the Raiders in the 2022 season. And it was a huge reason why the Seahawks lost. Other than the fact that I think Geno Smith should have closed that game against the Raiders. But of course, you just will say, well, I'm a hater. What you do think? Do you think I'm the biggest Geno Smith hater in the game?
Yeah. Because based on where the situation...
And we got a handoff to Josh Jacobs, and he's still getting up, and this time they stop him. So maybe about a yard on that one. And you were saying?
What I'm saying and thinking about Geno right now and the situation the Seahawks are in is there's not going to be many people in free agency this year that are going to be able to be picked up. And we're not going to get a good draft pick every time we have Geno. So our biggest thing is that, do we go to Sam Howell next? And is he ready to take over the team?
No, I don't think he's NFL quarterback. I think it'd just be another Drew Lock.
But the thing about it is he was Washington's quarterback for a while. Maybe he will be better under the new under Ryan Grubb's offense. Maybe. But they say he doesn't have as big of an arm as Geno. That's why Geno's playing.
We got 10 minutes left in the first quarter. They've already ate up 5 minutes, and that's going to be a fake handoff. Jordan Love's got some room, and he's going to go for the touchdown, but he doesn't. And that's going to be about a 3rd and goal. And I would assume that they're going to hand it to Josh Jacobs. And if I were the Seahawks defense, you know what I would do? Just completely go all-out blitz. You just got to go all in. What do you think? Do you think my all-out blitz is a good idea, or do you think the Packers will know
linemen. Stack it with linemen.
Stack it with fat men.
Throw
the entire throw all the fans in there, as we've got a 3rd and goal. The Seahawks have got to get this stop. If they do, it will be huge considering how he's been doing. Here's Josh Jacobs again, and he just gets right in there for the touchdown, and Green Bay immediately takes the lead 6-0, and pending the PAT, it will be 7-0, and that just happened really fast. And Epic C Films, take it away on your thoughts on that drive.
So on that drive, like I told you earlier, is the Seahawks have to stop Josh Jacobs. If we can figure out a game plan for Josh Jacobs, we will win this game. That is a key to the game.
You know what? I'm already calling doom. Not only for
not noon.
not only for the Seahawks, but for Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Nope. Because don't call out. We can score within 2 minutes. We're a faster scoring team than Green Bay.
And now here's Brandon McManus, and that is going to be good. And the Green Bay Packers have now taken a 7-0 lead going into commercial break. And I could use a breather right now because I'm tired from talking just already in the first quarter because Josh Jacobs makes me talk a lot.
SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you.
Yep, thank you very much for using my promo code. And Epic Sea Films, did you have more things to say?
Yes. So the thing about the we're talking about is if we can stop Josh Jacobs and figure out the run game, we can come back in this game. Because think about it, that was still a long drive. That took over 5 minutes off the clock. The Seahawks are a really fast scoring team if they need to be. If you're a team like Green Bay, that's a slow scoring thing. Seahawks can score within 2 minutes if they wanted to. If things, because they have the explosive, what do they call it? The explosive big pass plays that Ryan Grubb's known for.
I don't trust Ryan Grubb. Never trust a Husky.
I trust Ryan Grubb, and I think he has done a great job with our offense overall. So I think our team has done really well. And think about this. It's like, as the season's gone along, Geno has cleaned up a lot of his interceptions. There's a lot of quarterbacks that are catching up to Geno in interceptions this year. So you can't say that. So overall, he's been having to pass a lot because our run game hasn't been working well because our offensive line. If we can start building and making our offensive line better, I've noticed it the last couple weeks, our offensive line has gotten better. It's improving. So as long as we get if our offensive line keeps improving, we will do really well.
I don't know. But you know the only thing I care about this game?
What?
Take a guess. What's the only thing I care about this game?
You want Smith to get a lot of yards.
And receptions.
Yep.
Oh, God. They're showing that 2003 image where they're showing the past games between the Seahawks and the Packers. 2003, 2007, 2012, the NFC Championship. Remember that game? And then the divisional of 2019. Russell Wilson versus Aaron Rodgers. They've had quite a rivalry, I must say.
Well, what's interesting about this, about sports a lot of times is I think media sometimes favors certain players more than they should. And they undervalue some players more than they should.
As we got a player, they're coming out with the ball, and that's going to go below the 30, so maybe
25 isn't bad. It's like a 20-yard.
We got Geno Smith up there as the quarterback, but bad news is Seahawks do not have Kenneth Walker, so it's going to be up to Zach Charbonnet to step it up for the Seahawks. But most importantly, my best advice to the Seahawks is
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
That's all he's got to do. Just pass it to him, and they'll win. Packers at 9-4, Seahawks at 8-5. Geno Smith's awaiting the ball. He's calling for a man in motion. That is DK Metcalf. And then here it is. He's going to go for the pass. And here is the big pass. And that's going to be caught. That is DK Metcalf, your fantasy boy. Maybe they'll give it to him instead.
Yeah, like I said, that's what we can do. Like, look at this. We are a lot faster paced offensive team than the grinded out Steelers team. Green Bay team. The Green Bay team is very slow with their offense.
That was beautiful route running by DK Metcalf, and now they're handing it to Zach Charbonnet. That's probably going to be a no gain right there.
I see a yard.
We played some pretty easy teams lately. We'll find out how good the Seahawks are once they play Green Bay, Minnesota, and Los Angeles.
But
Stafford, what?
You can't say any team's easy.
I guess not.
Yeah.
Now we've got 2nd and 9, so they actually did give it to Zach Charbonnet. They gave him a yard. 8-5 for the Seahawks. I've already said that. 2nd and 9. Got running back right next to him. They're at the 39. Tyler Lockett in motion. Now here's Smith again. They're going to pass, and here it is. And that's going to be caught by Noah Fant. And that is still not going to be a first down. But you know why the Seahawks are not getting first downs? Do you know why they're not getting a first down?
Because they're not passing it to Smith.
Give it to Smith and Jigba, and you win this game.
No. We'll do fine.
No, I think we lost this game.
We have not lost this game.
It's lost. And now we're looking at 3rd and 4, and they have got to convert. And now here's Geno Smith. He's at center, of course. Zach Charbonnet right next to him. And now here is Smith going for a pass, and he's going to get overwhelmed, and he is sacked. And now the Seahawks are forced to punt, and you see that salute by the Packers defense. And I'm telling you, this is not going to be fun.
But Joe, it's not because Geno is a bad quarterback. Think about our offensive line. Our offensive line is not the greatest.
Nope, not giving him that excuse. Oh, that excuse only belongs to Russell Wilson.
You just really want to diss on Geno when Geno is trying to bring this team and trying to do great things. You know, he's trying to do a good job.
And now we're looking at punt by Michael Dixon. And that did not look like a great punt, but it was good enough for a fair catch. And now they're at the 20.
Yep, we push them back to the 20. That's still good.
3rd and only 4 yards. Had enough time to get 4 yards. Looked like they wanted more. Yeah, greedy. So that's on Geno and Ryan Grubb making really bad play calls. Anyways, maybe I should play another commercial to lower my hate.
SoFi is an online bank and a personal financing company offering financial diverse products. They hold the naming rights to the home of the Los Angeles Rams and the Los Angeles Chargers, named SoFi Stadium. They offer amazing checking and savings accounts where you can get up to 4.6% on savings accounts. There are no monthly fees to maintain the accounts, and they have over 55,000 no-fee ATMs around the United States. You even have access to a budgeting program, stock trading, and insurance programs. Join SoFi and get $25 for joining and or $25 for opening a stock trading account. Links are available in the description. And thank you. And lastly, I am not a financial advisor, so either find a professional financial advisor or go with your own gut.
Interested?
No, I'm not interested. No. And here's the thing: is when a lot of people talk about the Seahawks, there's this big, huge divide in society about Geno, and I think part of any team is how if you put any quarterback behind a better offensive line, they will look better. And so when you say some quarterbacks are good, look at Tom Brady. Did he always have a good offensive line?
Most of the time.
Then how? So it's like that contributed to his success of being so good. So
but it's not the reason, though. It's not the reason.
No. It's not like it's a reason, not all the reasons. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying is when you have a better offensive line, you have more time to pass. Your team will do better, and you'll complete more passes. Doesn't that make sense?
Maybe.
So I'm just checking it logically in my head. That's how I look at this stuff a lot of times. I know sometimes the Seahawks want to be greedy and go for the big play, but when the big play does pan out, it looks really cool and it works really well.
Well, I just need Jackson Smith and Jigba to go like 30 points for me. I don't know. But we are back from the break, and they are showing the skyline of Seattle. They're showing the beautiful downtown of Seattle. I was actually in Seattle last night myself. Picked up some random shift. It was pretty cool. Got to know a lot of people. It was like another excuse just to hang out with and meet new people. Now here is Jordan Love going for a pass as he finally passed, but it goes to Josh Jacobs, and he gets the first down immediately, and they're not even tackling him, and they're getting close to half. They got to find a way to stop Josh Jacobs.
That Josh Jacobs is eating him up. I told you that's the key to the game is how well Josh Jacobs plays.
I mean, it seems that the passing defense has it locked down. It's just that can they stop the running game?
I know.
I wonder who has Josh Jacobs on the fantasy football team. It's probably not even a factor.
Nope.
And we've got 7-0, or it's going to be 1st and 10, getting close to the half. And now here's Jordan Love looking to pass. And here is a pass, and that's going to be caught by number 11, and it's close to a first down. I think they'll just make it a 2nd and inches. And that was intended for Reed as he caught the ball. Second and 1. They didn't call it 2nd and short. But obviously, you know it's going to go to Josh Jacobs. And I'm telling you, go for the all-out blitz. Because we all know it's going for the Josh Jacobs. And luckily at the mercy, he's not even on the field. So I think this could be a little boneheaded for Green Bay and the ugly white helmets. And now here is going to be a handoff to the running back. And does he get through?
No. He doesn't make it.
We're waiting for the mark. I'm surprised they just didn't give it to Josh Jacobs. Did they have to give him a breather? And that's going to be a first down for Green Bay. Fans are not happy, but I thought it was first down anyway.
No, that was not a good mark.
Four seconds left on the clock. And that should be a delay of game. Timeout by Green Bay.
Sweet. They wasted a timeout.
Doesn't matter.
It does.
Green Bay calls their first timeout. Wow, Josh Jacobs said he was basically miserable with the Raiders. Raiders and like the Cleveland Browns, they must be teams where careers just go to die.
I don't think a lot of players see. I think one of the reasons why a lot of players are upset is because they're not on teams they feel like they can win a Super Bowl with. And when they're not on a team they feel like they can win a Super Bowl with, they get upset and they want to be traded.
And feels hopeless.
Yes.
Well, maybe the Seahawks will feel that way someday.
Most people who come to the Seahawks don't feel that way when they come here, that the team's hopeless.
We got a 1st and 10. They are getting close. They are at past the half of the field. And now it's going to go to Josh Jacobs again. And they miss the tackle. He goes off, and he is off the races. Was off the races for a second, and he gets another first down.
They need to punch the ball out from him. They need a fumble.
They got to find some way.
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks and Josh Jacobs is just sitting out, so that's just Green Bay playing mercy. And now here is going to a number 11, and he's going, man, Packers offense is just absolutely on fire. And it's not like Jordan Love is doing anything. It's just excellent play calling by Green Bay. Like, they know Seahawks is weak, inferior running defense. And Seahawks are now playing an actual team. Looking up defensive stats. In terms of rushing, how do the Seahawks do? They're actually middle of the pack, but not by much. And now we're looking at another handoff to the running back, number 30, and that is Brooks. He is just running over the Seahawks running defense. Yep, Chris Collinsworth is correct. As annoying as he is not wrong about the fact that running game can silence the crowd, and this crowd is dead silent. They're not even cheering loud at all. Fans just feel hopeless. I feel hopeless. 2:43 and that's left in the game, and here's a pass to number 11, and he's been getting quite a bit of action, but we
stopped him.
Josh Jones is able to stop him to make it second down. And if the Seahawks just hold it to a field goal, I would consider it to be a wild success. We got 2nd and 8. Josh Jacobs at the wide. No running backs for Jordan Love. Number 11 on the motion, and here's Love again. Here's the pass, and that is caught, and that is going to be breaking it through for the touchdown, and that is Green Bay. Now they are taking up to a 13-0 lead, pending PAT. That will be 14-0. And boy, is Green Bay just absolutely on fire. Maybe the Seahawks are overrated. Maybe this division isn't for them. Maybe it is going to go to the Rams.
The
And your
Seahawks
thoughts?
are not overrated. The Seahawks are not overrated. The game just started. The game is only not even done with the first quarter. We still have chances in this game.
But look who they played in the last few games. They played nobody. Name
Yes, they
one
have
good
played
team.
teams.
Who do they play?
They've played good teams. They've played teams that were competitive teams.
Let me just analyze all their wins. They played a rookie quarterback in Denver. They played a broken Patriots team. They beat Tua. They beat the Dolphins, who didn't even have their starting quarterback. Of course, they're going to lose to the Lions. They lost to a bad Giants team. They lost to the 49ers. Now, granted, they were good at the time. They beat a broken Falcons team. Lost to the Bills, lost to the Rams, and here are their last 4 wins. They played against the 49ers that didn't even have Nick Bosa. They played a broken Cardinals team. They played the Jets that were broken, and they played a broken Cardinals team again. So I think it's easy schedule that is inflating of how this. It's inflated.
Schedule. So here's the thing to think about with this is that we're not playing the easiest schedule, and the thing about it is that we are winning the game. A lot of games you need to win, and so you can't say the Cardinals are the worst because Cardinals have won 6 games. There's other teams that have only won 2 games this year. Okay. So look at this. The Giants and the Jaguars, we lost to the Giants, but it was the Raiders. So there's a lot of teams that are way worse than the teams we've actually beat. Atlanta's a mediocre team. Arizona's a mediocre team. We beat mediocre teams, not bad teams. Okay? There's a difference, Joe. I didn't say we beat great teams. I'm saying we beat mediocre teams. There's a difference. You can't say they're the worst teams in the league.
I'm not saying that they're the worst team. I'm not saying the Seahawks are. Wait, what?
What I'm trying to say is that the teams we beat were mediocre, middle of the pack.
I'm saying that they caught them at the right time.
Not all the teams.
If you align the schedule in those early weeks, if you had 49ers more in the early, they would have lost both games.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying this is really bad.
It's not bad. We're still going to come back and win this.
You know what? I just wanted to give it to Jackson Smith and Jigba. That's all I care about.
We're going to do well this drive. We're going to score.
And what if they don't? You want to do a wager?
No, don't want to do a wager.
So you're scared. You're scared. You're scared.
I don't bet on things, You
bet in the stock market.
Yeah, that's different. Gambling is different.
Stock market is gambling.
It's different. It's calculated risk.
Well, now Green Bay is about to kick the ball. Brandon McManus. And now here we go. And they're going to obviously bring it out because it didn't even go into the end zone. And it did even worse. He still should have just ran back and took a knee.
Nope, they went to the 29-yard line.
29's nothing.
Yeah, but
that's a -1.
But still, that's close enough to 30 that you're going to get mad. You're more harsh than I am because for me it's if you're within 5 yards of that basically 30-yard line, it's not a bad thing to attempt to run it.
Just remember, I'm an expectations freak.
Yeah, see, I don't think the same way.
1st and 10, a ball on pretty much the 30 at this point. 29, I don't know, 29.5. Now here's Geno Smith looking to pass. Here is the pass, and that's going to be caught by DK Metcalf. 2nd down. But give it to Jackson Smith and Jigba. Does he even know who Jackson Smith and Jigba is?
Yeah, that's his favorite receiver. Did you know that? It's just
He's your favorite receiver. Now, I think they should just run the ball. Just hand this to Zach Charbonnet. You got to just chip it away. 2nd and 3. And it looks like they're going to give it to Zach Charbonnet. I don't think it's going to go. But the Seahawks formation, they're just making it too obvious. Look at the Packers making that adjustment. They're making it too obvious. The Seahawks are showing all their cards. And now here's the handoff to Charbonnet. And he actually gets the first down. Even with the Packers sensing that he was going to run, he still physically got through for the first down. Holding. Offense. Yep. Now you have to give it to Jackson Smith and Jigba.
No. DK.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
DK.
JSN.
Nope.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
No, he's going to give it to Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, Tyler Lockett. Something smells like fish. It's just spreading. As we got a 2nd and 13. And they've got to get 13 yards, obviously, for the first down. I'm making it too obvious. Now here's Geno looking to pass. He's getting overwhelmed. And here is a big pass. And that is going to be caught by Jackson Smith and Jigba. And that is now past the 50 and no flags for the Seahawks.
First down. Yeah.
And it went to my guy, Jackson Smith and Jigba, baby.
That's where we get the good passing from. The big explosive play.
Just give it to Jackson Smith and Jigba. And we've got a 1st and 10. Here's the Zach Charbonnet. And he's breaking through. And he gets an easy first down and more. Getting close to the 30. And now the Seahawks are driving it through.
Yeah, and you're saying, oh, they're not going to do nothing this game. No, we still got this. We just need to calm down. Our defense needs to calm down.
I'm remember, reverse jinx psychology.
No.
You think that's delusional?
Yes.
You always think I'm a delusional person. You just think I'm crazy.
You're not crazy. You just think of the opposite of how a lot of people really think, you know. People hope for success, and you think of things, you're more harsh. Like, your expectations for things are so much higher that you're one of those coaches that would almost, you wouldn't be mean, but you'd be one of those, you'd be so hard to please.
Do you think that, so there are some YouTubers that won't work with me. Do you think it's my approach that may have turned some people off?
It could be. You know?
Maybe there are times I should have just taken a back seat, and when I'm interacting with them, maybe should have been more leveled about it. Like, say the same thing, but don't overdo it, which I am guilty of that.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's everybody has their personalities and their styles of how they do it. And I know you don't mean no harm for what you do a lot of times. I think for you, it's just you're like you said, you're an expectation person. You have high expectations for things, and you scrutinize things a little bit more than what I do. I'm like a little bit more forgiving, you know.
I think it has something to do with my culture.
You think
Us
so?
Koreans were very unforgiving.
Mm.
So I think it's a culture thing. Us Koreans have very high expectations on everything.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of people don't understand that, you know. And for me, it's like I'm not one of those kind of people and stuff like that, because I'm like, if like for me, I'm like, if we win a game, we won the game. I don't care if like we made mistakes, we won the game.
BC, I'm not Japanese. No. Man, this guy's a Rams fan, and now he's making fun of me.
But I think overall, I think the Seahawks, I don't give up hope, because the game's not really over until the game's over. You know, we still have 3 quarters of play. You're calling the game out way too early.
Jackson Smith and Jigba got 3.5 points out of that.
Yeah, that's huge for you.
But I need more. I need 20.
Yeah.
Because if I imagine making it to the semifinals again off of a 1-5 start, that would be making the semifinals off of a 1-5 start 2 times. Oh, by the way, Epic Sea Films, I need you tomorrow evening for the post-game show for fantasy football.
No problem.
And we're also going to... Oh, and we are back from the break. Man in motion is Jackson Smith and Jigba, and he is going for a pass, and he's going to go to Jackson Smith and Jigba, and he should be getting a first down. He will not, but that does get me 2 points. I will take that. You're not happy for me.
Well, I never said I wasn't happy for you.
You want me to lose in fantasy football. I really do think you want me to lose because you just want because you said that what?
I never said I wanted you to win. I never said I didn't want you to win. I am very neutral about this situation.
2nd and 1, ball on the 22. He's going to hand it to Jacques Charbonnet, and it made it too obvious. Going to lose yards on that. I'm telling you, just give it to Jackson Smith and Jigba, and you'll win this game. You know what's crazy? You're actually in all of my fantasy leagues except one. And what's the one that you will not join? That you will never join, even if I paid you. So even if I paid for your dues, you would not join.
Nope. I heard baseball is the worst one to be part of.
Even if you do automatic once a week.
Yeah, I think it's. I heard it's the worst fantasy league to be part of.
It's very grinding.
It's like, and I would not care. I would not even try.
Third and 2, and here's Smith. He's getting overwhelmed already, and he's getting sacked. And this is the second time this drive has ended, and it has ended in a sack. And Green Bay's defense is on fire, forced to kick a field goal.
We're not forced to kick a field goal. We could go for it. But
they're not going to go for it. They should not go for it. At least, no.
I'm just saying, you could go for it. You don't have to settle for the field goal.
Maybe.
I'd be one of the riskiest coaches. I would go for it in weird situations, and people would be like, why are you doing it? I'd be more risky than Dan Campbell.
48-yard field goal attempt for Jason Myers. And now here is the kick, and it is good right down the middle, and the Seahawks get on the board to make it 14-3.
Yes, and we're still in this game. Our defense needs to hold up this time. Don't let them score, and we're still in this game.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, by halftime, this game's going to be close.
Yeah. Oh, commercial break. Give me a moment.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We are proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
If you're looking for some home improvement project, give that man a call. Epic Sea Films, do you need some home improvement, or do you have that already locked down?
We already did some work. We already have that locked down. We had some siding problems and some roofing problems. We got kind of cleaned up. We found a good contractor. Sorry, Joe.
Oh man, you think I should have asked earlier?
You could have asked earlier, but no, we found someone that we liked. My parents did talk to like multiple different contractors before they chose the one they chose.
I think what I'm going to do is every time I do an ad, I'm going to try to sell stuff to you just so you can say no. I think that's kind of funny. Like, hey, do you want this? No. Hey, do you want to sign this up, get $200? No.
Nope. You really think I'm going to say yes?
Yes. No matter how I sell it to you?
Nope.
What about negotiations?
Nope.
So you think the home improvement was the closest one I could have gotten you?
Maybe if your person would have talked to us early enough.
Or if I referred. Oh, no, I think I did try. Nah, I don't know. I guess it's on me.
Yeah, it was timing. We were looking for somebody. Our house siding had problems, and we had to get it cleaned up. It was rotting. We wanted a quick turnaround. My parents wanted a quick turnaround before the winter.
I guess so.
So that's what happened to you. Look at that nice stadium. The Seahawks have a great stadium.
Yeah. And looks like Green Bay is going to run it out. And can they stop him below the 30? He jumps over, and he's still got 30-ish. And now Seahawks are going to have to find a way to neutralize the run.
Oh, you're going to praise him now? You almost sounded like you were trying to praise him for getting 30, and I was like, oh, but he only got 30. He didn't go beyond 30.
Am I a hypocrite?
Yes.
Because Seahawks 30 is different than Packers 30. There's a difference.
But what's the difference?
But. 14-3.
Yeah, we need to stop.
Gonna be second down, and now it's a fake handoff, and Jordan Love looks like he's going all day, and even nearly getting the sack, he still gets 8 freaking yards.
That was better, Joe. That was better that time. We were getting closer to the quarterback. We're getting there.
I've seen it where Seahawks literally was in the process of sacking, and he still got rid of the ball and accidentally landed on some dude, and he gets a first down. 2nd and 2 is probably going to go to Josh Jacobs. I'd do an all-out blitz if I were you, and it's going to go to Josh Jacobs. And that probably could be a first down. I'm not sure. No, it's going to be a 3rd and inches. And you know what I would do? All-out blitz. You got to do it.
Yep. Pressure that quarterback. Get him to false start. Get that quarterback to false start.
By the way, I'm going to pay back Tom Grossi at halftime. We got 14-3. Here's the half, and gets the first down. No, so remember Tom Grossi rated me?
Yeah.
Here, actually, I gotta find that clip, and I'm gonna play it at the halftime eventually.
Okay.
It was the Seahawks and the 49ers getting Grossi rated. So here's what I'm gonna do. I will donate like $1 to Tom Grossi and go, Rooftop sending the love, since you Grossi rated me, paying you back.
Okay.
Because I want to help him get to that 1 million subscriber goal. I know I feel like a simp for doing it, but it's a 1-for-1, right? Or more like a 3-for-1. And now here is Love. He's going for a big pass, and that is going to be caught. Wow. The Seahawks defense are literally not paying attention. See, I criticize defense too, Dude, that was just blown coverage right there. That should have been a pick. And we're looking at 1st and 10, handoff to Josh Jacobs, and he gets stopped this time.
We stuffed him.
LOB would have picked that in their sleep. Defense is a joke. And now we're looking at 14-3, 2nd and 8. And now here's the handoff to Josh Jacobs, and this time he gets stopped again. Hopefully, Seahawks are making that adjustment, but it doesn't really matter because Packers are now in that red zone.
Yeah, but if we can stop them again, they'll most likely kick a field goal.
I guess so. 3rd and 6. Do you think I should do it at the halftime? Like send the love back to Tom Grossi?
You could.
I think halftime is more timely.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be funny. What if I send him the love and then he sends the love back, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen.
Not that I should expect it. 3rd and 6. And now here's Jordan Love going for a pass. And now here's the big pass, and that is going to be incomplete. Are there any flags? No flags unless there's a late flag. Nothing happening. And the Seahawks actually did somewhat stop the Packers offense, and they'll be forced to kick a field goal.
Yep, that was an improvement.
Oh, what's my reaction to that? Here's my exact reaction to that. And now we are looking for a 39-yard attempt. And now here is the kick. And that is just right through the uprights, and that is good to make it 17-3 Green Bay lead. I mean, although the Seahawks did stop a touchdown, they still have a lot of work to do to make up for the fact that they are down by 14 points again.
But that happened in the Jets game. They came back and beat the Jets. So don't count this out.
Epic Sea Films. What's the team name again that you just brought up?
The Jets. We beat the Jets in a comeback.
It's the Jets. Any monkey can beat the Jets.
Not everybody can beat the Jets. The Jets actually won a few games this year.
You know what? You're making me do this. You make me very upset. Here.
Are you looking to optimize your office, studio, or man cave? The Glance LED ticker may be for you. It is a customizable LED display providing real-life sports scores, stock prices, crypto, the news, and even the weather. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get 10% off the purchase, and thank you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who has the Jets beat this year? Let's look. The Jets. Who have they actually won this year against? Okay, let's see. Jets schedule. Let's see here. The Jets. They beat some teams this year. So let's see the Jets. They beat the Titans. They beat the New England Patriots. They also, who else did they beat? They beat the Texans. Can't say the Texans are bad. They beat the Texans.
Texans are bad because CJ Stroud was easily the... Who's a bigger bust? CJ Stroud or Amon-Ra St. Brown? Which one's a bigger bust?
CJ Stroud.
I really banked on him hard.
Yeah. And then, look, they also beat the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Any monkey can beat the Jaguars, too. They're less than a monkey.
So they won this week. They beat the Jaguars. So I'm saying they beat some teams. So they can't say they're like the worst team ever because they've won like 4 games now.
Uh-huh.
Because usually by the end of the season, a lot of teams have like at least 6 wins. Most teams do.
Yeah.
Most teams win about 1 every 3 games.
Also, for my fantasy football team, I am up by 21 points. I probably have to be up by like 30 or 40 to make it more convincing that I will win another quarterfinals game for the 2nd season in a row. This would be, if I do win, it would be the 3rd season in a row I go into the semifinals. Imagine that.
They're showing the Boeing Museum, the future, the Museum of Flight. That's really
Museum of Flight, and we got a big kick return, and not so big. It goes to the 24. And my advice is, once again, give Jackson Smith and Jigba the ball.
Let's see if we can get a touchdown. If we can get a touchdown in this game, we'll keep the game close. And we get the ball at the start of the second half anyway.
You know, I will only care as long as Jackson Smith and Jigba keeps getting the ball. Because they have to pass now. But the good news is Seahawks, I think you said it, Seahawks get the ball at the second half.
Yeah.
We're looking at 17-3, man in motion. Here's Tyler Lockett, and now here's the handoff to the running back, and that gets at least 5 yards. And I'll take that as encouraging. That's actually pretty encouraging. I will take that.
Was that Kenny McIntosh?
I think that was Kenny McIntosh.
Mm-hmm. There's Ryan Grubb. Yep, our offensive coordinator. Hey, you got to be better than Shane Roldren.
That's not saying much. Any monkey can be better than him. 2nd and 5. I thought Darrell Bevel was worse.
Who's Darrell
2nd and 5. And now here is a handoff to Zach Charbonnet. And what kind of play call is this? Not even Zach Charbonnet. It's Kenny McIntosh. What are you doing? Why are you running the ball when you don't even have Kenneth Walker? Pass the ball to Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Got another yard. So we have a short one here. Because last week they did really good with Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah, because they played against the Cardinals. And we're looking at 3rd and 4. It looks like they are probably going to pass this time. Jackson Smith and Jigba in the slot. DK at the wide right. And this is a big one. Here's Geno Smith looking to pass. He's going to pass the pass, and that is going to be caught. And that is Jake Bobo for the first down.
Jake Bobo sighting. Yeah.
Jake Bobo. I like Jake Bobo. He has good hands.
I know. They say he's just slow. That's the only problem with him. He needs to get faster.
As long as he can get open.
Yeah, they say he's really good at getting open.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Remember Doug Baldwin? He wasn't the most athletic. He wasn't the fastest, but there was a couple things he did have.
Well, he got
route running, and he had good hands. Like Tyler Lockett, he has the softest hands possible. And we're looking at a 1st and 10. We're at the 39. Jake Bobo, man in motion. And now here is going to be an overwhelming. And here is the pass. And that's going to be caught by Jackson Smith and Jigba. And they are really feeding the ball to him. Now we're at 2nd down.
Yeah, we got some yards there. Got about 5 yards. That's good.
Yeah, let's see how it's doing. And Jigba's now at 6.9. I now have a 25-point lead. I need a lot more than that to put myself in a huge, bigger lead. How'd they not call the roughing the passer on that one? No fair. 2nd and 5. And it's going to hand off to Zach Charbonnet. Horrible game plan call, but they still got 3 yards. I still did not like that play call. This is why Ryan Grubb is not an NFL. Go back to college.
He's good.
He's not good. He can't do run schemes.
He's good. We just don't have an offensive line. If we had a better offensive line, he would have better run schemes.
What am I? What's that? Excuses?
I'm just saying.
And I got a donation, and that is from the Korean Pizza Boy. If anyone else wants to contribute to him, let's do it. Let's get me to $10 by the end of the show. Here is Smith. He's going for a pass. He's got time. Here's the pass, and that's going to be incomplete. Ball intended for Charbonnet. Not a good pass, and that's going to be 4th and 2. And if I'm Seahawks fans, I would just boo Geno Smith and say that was terrible, but we got a flag. I wonder what this flag is. Probably a holding call. It's probably not going to benefit much. They're saying far side of the field. Mike McDonald's trying to plead his case. It looks like it's going against the Green Bay Packers.
Ooh, we got bailed out. Have you been watching some of the videos of Mike McDonald, some of his interviews?
Yeah, no.
Oh, he had a really good interview the other day. He was talking to someone from his, like, some lady was interviewing him. And they knew each other from high school.
Isn't that a time?
Yeah. And they were talking about they both had young kids and stuff like that. They just, like, she had like 11-month-old kid, and he just had a kid. They were talking about that experience, and they were just talking about like how he was in high school, and he was really into baseball when he was in high school.
And now we're looking at 1st and 10. Tyler Lockett, man in motion. And now here's Geno Smith looking for a pass. Got some time. Now here's the throw, and that's going to be caught by, again, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
And we're at
it's almost like they want me to win.
Yeah, but you know what's great about this? Because if we can score this time, take a lot of time off the clock, we stop them before the half, we get the ball back at the half, we score again, we're right in this game. Look at that pathway, Gino. Look how smooth that spiral was.
Jackson Smith and Jigba could be a 1,000-yard receiver by the end of the season. By the end of this game, excuse me. 1st and 10. Ball on the 30. Man in motion is in Jigba. Gives it to Jackson Smith and Jigba. Can he get yards on that? And he's only going to get like 2 yards. That's not going to help me much.
No, but we still got 2 more yards.
He's now has 10.9 points. I now have a 26-point lead in my fantasy football team in the semifinal, not the semifinals, the quarterfinals.
Did you know what DK said? DK said that Ryan Grubb is like his favorite like offensive coordinator he's worked with in the NFL so far.
Blah 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 blah.
He agrees. He likes him.
When you're passing more, what do you expect? 2nd and 8. We got a 2nd and 8. Ball on the 28. 4:44 left in this quarter and half. And here's Smith with another pass. And that will be caught by Noah Fant, the tight end. It was part of that Russell Wilson trade, and I would say he's actually played pretty well, above average as a tight end. 3rd and 3. I'm going to say? Just give it to Jackson Smith and Jigba. Do a short route pass.
Jack Charbonnet.
No, he's not. He's garbage.
He's not bad. You
garbage.
Jack Charbonnet the first year they had him when he was a rookie.
Wait, I said that?
Yeah, you had him on your fantasy team.
So I'm a liar. We got 3rd and 3. Man in motion, Jackson Smith and Jigba. I say his name so much. And now here is Smith, already overwhelmed. Probably going to get sacked. Now he's going to run for it, and he does. Slides and get the first down. Very smart move by Geno Smith. See? I praised him.
Yeah, I know. He got the first down. Oh, flag.
Holding call, isn't it? Man, every time they... You know what I would do? Oh, on the defense.
Woo! Again. Yeah, woo!
Yeah.
I like that. So what was it? Nixon here? What was he doing here?
It was holding against on the Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, your guy.
He is my guy. As we're looking at 17-3, 1st and 10, 3 minutes left, 3 minutes and 40. And now here is Smith again. And now here's a pass to Jackson Smith and Jigba once again. He's trying to elude, but he doesn't get much. And that's going to be a 3rd down. And so much for me saying, just keep giving it to Jackson Smith and Jigba, and you'll be good. So much for that. You're muted. Muted!
Got it on his legs, his own legs. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, he did. That's not good.
Because, Geno knows how to run, too. He's a better runner than Jordan Love.
Yeah. I have 12 points. Jackson Smith and Jigba has 12 points for me.
I have 4.2 from DK.
Looks like 140 to 112, and he has Bijan Robinson, the running back for the Falcons. Do you think I have a good shot?
Let's see here. You might. Bijan Robinson, I don't know what his averages are. He averages 19 points a week. So he could go off.
Yeah, I have to have like a huge lead to make up for it. His highest scoring is 29.4. So if he scores exactly 30 points, let's say, he will win by 2 points. So yeah. I have to go above his season high. And hopefully Jackson Smith and Jigba can help with that. Now we got 2nd and 9. And Jigba going to the wide. And now here's Smith looking in the direction of Jackson Smith and Jigba. Here is the pass, and that was nearly picked off. And everyone would have made fun of me going, well, that's what you get for making him throw to Jackson Smith and Jigba. That should have been picked. I'm surprised that wasn't, but that was Jackson. But in Jigba's, his last second slap is the reason why it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're looking at 3rd and 9. And at this point, maybe give it to DK or Noah Fant, or just run the ball not to cause any kind of interceptions or turnovers to settle for a field goal, as we're looking at 13 and 9. And now you've got a blitz. Now here's Smith. He's got to throw. And is that going to be caught? That is going to be intercepted at the end zone. And they're trying to run the ball out. That was a terrible throw by Geno Smith. And now they go all the way up to the 15. That is exactly what I said. I said just run the ball or give the DK Metcalf. You know, that was terrible. That's all on Geno Smith. You know, it's true. That really hurts. So you're frozen about it, man. And actually, let me go to the bathroom because I am just that PO'd. I'm going to play a minute-long one, too.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there is a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We are proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
We try so hard. We try so hard. We try so hard. We were moving the ball. We had momentum in our way. And then all of a sudden that.
This is the Geno Smith that we know and love.
You know, this is why people either love him or hate him.
I hate him. I think he's a horrible quarterback.
I think he's a good quarterback.
I think he's overrated.
I don't think he's overrated. Because if you compare his stats to other players, he's no better or worse than most other players in the league.
Because he has DK Metcalf, Jackson Smith, and Jigba and Tyler Lockett.
That's not the problem. That's not why he's. You think he's inflated because of those things? No, you're trying to make excuses for him. That's what you're trying to do. And I'm saying
making excuses against him.
Yeah, and I'm saying, like, for me, I'm like, he has a lot of passing yards. He's run the ball
because he has receivers.
He does a lot of good things.
When he had the Jets' garbage receiving core, he did nothing. And now we got a handoff to Josh Jacobs, and he is still up, and that's going to be about 7 or 8 yards. I mean, look at our look at our Korean guy holding on the offense. That's good.
Yep, that's another big one. Tyler Lockett just hasn't had a good season.
No, he's kind of up there in age, unfortunately.
But there's still some guys. Look at Travis Kelce still producing well.
Yeah.
So.
And now we're looking at 1st and 17. And they're handing it off to Josh Jacobs again. He's not going to get much this time.
Well, if we can stop him, get the ball back before the half, and at least score a field goal.
Oh, looks like we got a holding call, looks like. Seattle calls a timeout. Now we're looking at 2nd and 12. What can the Seahawks do on this one? On the defense. And looks like there is an encroachment there. Here is Jordan Love with a free pass, and that is going to be caught by 85. I almost want to shut this down, even though I shouldn't, but I'm that's how I feel. Yep, offsides. It was a free play. We knew it. We're at 2 minutes. I think this is a 2-minute warning, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And this game is an absolute disaster, said by what's that kid's name? The Korean man. Time to play another commercial.
SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you.
Do you have any games that you're planning to go?
Nope. I have no games planned.
You're not going to do this. You're not going to use the code.
You think I'm
That's just brutal.
Hey, this game's not over. We're not that far. We can have a comeback in this game.
This is how I feel about the game.
We still are in this game. The game's not over until the game is over.
Over.
Nope.
I don't feel it.
Because you just don't feel the comeback. You just don't feel it. I feel it.
Do you like Bounty? Do you like the Bounty paper towels? Do you think they're that good, or do you think it's overrated?
Most paper towels are pretty much the same.
That's what you think, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why pay more? You can just get Kirkland brand or some other brand.
It's the father and son game.
Yep.
Does Tiger Woods have a son that plays golf?
He has 2 kids.
Do they play golf?
They know golf because I think he taught them golf. I don't think they're like going to go professional.
Sam Alexis Woods.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got Josh Jacobs goes through. Close to a first down. And now we're looking at 2nd and 1. And that's going to be a handoff to Josh Jacobs. And he gets right through. And that's going to be a first down. It is now 17-3. 1st and 10. And this game has just gone completely out of control. Like, if the Seahawks can once again force another punt, it's once again another wild success. 6 seconds left on the play clock. Man in motion is number 11. And Jordan Love's looking for a pass. He's getting a little bit overwhelmed, but he gets away with it anyway. And then number 11's got it. He gets tripped up, and that's going to be about a few yards there. Got 37 seconds till the halftime. I wonder if they're still going to try to race the ball. They're trying to go for that field goal again. 2nd and 7. Would love a blocked field goal if they ever go for that. And they're just burning the clock up really good. I'm surprised Green Bay's not calling for it. I wonder if they're going for a Hail Mary as well. They burned quite a bit of time on that. Here's Jordan Love. He's going to pass, and that's going to be caught by 87. And this is where I think they're going to call the timeout, and they're going to go for that field goal.
Or are they going to go for one more play, then kick a field goal?
It looks like so, because they say they can get a few more. I would, because like, what do you got to lose? Got one more timeout. 10 seconds left. They're going to do one more. Would love a fumble recovery on this one.
I know, that'd be awesome. Come on, Seahawks.
Just
You
get
got
any
this.
kind of miracle to happen. Do something impactful. And now we've got Jordan Love looking to pass. He's going for a big Hail Mary pass, and that is going to be obvious flag. That is a pass interference right there. That was an obvious one. Don't you think that was an obvious pass interference?
The
And Josh
Seahawks are
Dobbs is now
imploding on
slow to get up.
themselves. The Seahawks
They are
are giving this game away.
I mean, that flag was so obvious. Now they just gave him
the ball.
I think they did the pass interference because they knew he was going to catch it. Oh wow, they're thinking about they're going to run one more play. Oh my gosh. I wonder how this is going to go. They got nothing to lose too because they do. No, they have, I don't know. 4 seconds left. First and goal. Or I think maybe they're trying to get them to jump or something.
But that wouldn't help them much either, jumping off sides. It wouldn't help them much jumping off sides because it'd only be half the distance to the goal and they only have 4 seconds. So a play is going to take like 4 seconds to run anyway.
I guess so. Looks like the wild card could be out of reach as well.
Yeah, for us, we have to win our division.
And now we're looking at first and goal. Jordan Love. Surprised Josh Jacobs isn't there. If they can get this stop, it would just be huge. It would make, I mean, I'm thinking they should have kicked the field goal, but they're going for no mercy. Time is going down a little bit. 7 seconds left. I think they're just going to tank all the way this down. Yep, they're going to kick the field goal.
Oh, pointless.
I wonder what they were trying to do. Trying to get them to jump?
I think they were trying to get them to jump so they could get half the distance to the goal, but that wouldn't have helped them much either. Then they would have got an extra play, then they would be closer to go for it. Why didn't they just go for it anyway? Like, you know.
I don't know, but Brandon McManus is going for another field goal. Could have used him in fantasy today. Packers played very well in the first half, mostly carried by Josh Jacobs and Geno Smith's incompetence. And now here is the kick, and that is just right through the uprights. That could have just gone well outside the stadium for the way that kick was. And we are going into the half as the Green Bay Packers take the lead. They have the lead on the Seahawks, 20-3.
But what if we readjust and we do better in the second half?
Nope. Now it's time to send the love to Tom Grossi. I'm gonna send it to him right now. He's sending the Grossi raids now to other people, but obviously he probably won't send it to me. But you never know. For some reason, it's not working. I'll just do it on my phone. Until then, here's a commercial.
SoFi is an online bank and a personal financing company offering financial diverse products. They hold the naming rights to the home of the Los Angeles Rams and the Los Angeles Chargers, named SoFi Stadium. They offer amazing checking and savings accounts where you can get up to 4.6% on savings accounts. There are no monthly fees to maintain the accounts, and they have over 55,000 no-fee ATMs around the United States. You even have access to a budgeting program, stock trading, and insurance programs. Join SoFi and get $25 for joining and or $25 for opening a stock trading account. Links are available in the description. And thank you. And lastly, I am not a financial advisor, so either find a professional financial advisor or go with your own gut.
All right, send it to him. See what he says. Send it back. I didn't ask for a raid back, obviously. I just said, hey, go Hawks. Now, take me to the half. Like, how did you feel about this half?
I actually feel like Green Bay didn't look all that amazing. I think the Seahawks did it to themselves. It was more the Seahawks.
So you think
not
the
playing up.
Seahawks are losing this game more than the Packers are winning this game?
Yes.
So it's a self-infliction.
Yes.
Gino
had one big mess up, I would say. That was the interception. So that kind of lost us some points there. And I think a couple other things to note in the game is our defense isn't holding up against the run game. So that's kind of on us. Because our run game isn't doing that great. Like, he's not getting that many yards per carry.
But Geno Smith, with his boneheaded interception, his inability to scramble out of the pocket, especially with a broken offensive line, I think that also should be on Geno.
But think about this: is that Geno can scramble, and we're just not getting pressure on Jordan Love, who can't really scramble at all. We're giving him so much opportunities. We're letting their offensive line just keep him upright.
Is that so?
So we're doing it to ourselves. You know what I mean?
No. I just think he's bad.
No.
But before we get more into it, so on Thursday, Tom Grossi did raid me. He gave me a huge chatter. Really appreciated it. Didn't ask for another one. I sent him the love back, but here was the highlight of the Grossi raid. Let's do it.
I'm a very big contributor to your show.
Have you donated any money to it?
No, but I do am on-screen talent sometimes.
You.
So you can't say I haven't contributed.
Oh, you.
And I subscribe to your channel, too.
And you're helping me with my playoff video someday.
Someone say
Oh
something.
my God, I'm getting Grossi raid.
Got Grossi raid!
Grossi raid! Grossi raid!
I got Grossi raided again. This is the second Grossi raid of the season. It happened against the 49ers. Oh, are you serious, Tom Grossi? He must really love me.
There we go. Give him back smaller creators doing that chaotic good, baby. That's what it's about.
Well, there we go. Any other? Now let's go to the keys to the second half. What must they do? Mine is going to be Geno's got to do more short passes. It seems like some of those sacks were attributed by the fact that he was trying to go for some big passes. I think he's got to go for the small ones, and that could be done with giving it to either Tyler Lockett or Jackson Smith and Jigba, or even the tight end, Noah Fant. I think that's going to be the key to the game, and also trying to find a way to stop Josh Jacobs, which I think when it's like a second and short or like a third and short, maybe go for that all-out blitz and see, because you also got to get to the quarterback of Jordan Love. That's my keys, my advice for the second half.
Yeah, so for me, I see it as like we need to basically stop the run game from Josh Jacob. That's truly a thing we need to do, and we need to move the ball down the field like we are doing. But we need to minimize turnovers. Minimize the turnover issues, and like balancing the pass with the run. I think we're trying to do a little bit of running, but we're not getting that going. So your better option is sometimes keep passing. Maybe try different combinations of passes that can get you through that and stuff like that. But our defense really needs to step up and do something big for us in the second half.
I don't know.
Hey, it's not over yet.
It's over.
Things can turn around. We've seen games this desperate, and we've came back from them.
They're gonna lose to the Vikings after this.
No, we aren't.
They're gonna freeze their butts off in Chicago. I see a 4-game losing streak after this.
We're not gonna do a 4-game losing streak. We're gonna win games.
I'm willing to bet on that.
Nope.
Put your money where your mouth is, punk.
Nope, I don't want to do that.
Then I'm going to the casino.
Well, you can't start the 4-game betting streak now because the game's already half over.
3-game betting streak. I can't parlay that, though. They won't let me parlay that.
What's a parlay?
When you put games together.
But
they're going to be in separate weeks, so I can't. But I would love to. Man, these dog commercials just make my heart melt.
They do nothing for me. You know that? These commercials do nothing for me. Do you know
I'm a
how
dog.
old I am?
Well, I have 2 dogs, so
Yeah. So for me, I'm just I have a different mindset than you because I never grew up with a dog. I have a hard time sympathizing with things. I've never been to that scenario. I don't, because like my whole mindset of how I think about things is like, it's like, okay, a dog on the side of the road. I'm like, it's like, I'd rather help a human before I help a dog. That's just me,
I mean, you do, there's points that you do have.
It's like, what do people say? You help your fellow man before you help your fellow dog.
And now we're having less kids these days, and now they're being replaced by dogs.
I know.
Can't you have both? It's because dogs are cheaper. It's because dogs are cheaper.
Yeah.
Man, can they stop talking about this Madden garbage bull?
Have you ever seen the movie Idiocracy?
No.
Oh, it's a movie about the future, and they say that from now, like the world dumbs down over time. They say that people that are dumber are gonna have kids, and that all the smarter people won't be able to have kids. And the world becomes dumber.
Yeah, we're getting less populated too.
Yeah, so they're saying that. So this guy basically gets frozen and ends up like way into the future. And
would you do that? Would you freeze yourself to put yourself in the future? Would you do that? I heard there's people that are actually doing that.
Hey, it might be interesting.
And they might actually die.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out the cryogenic freezing or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to, like, unless healthcare gets better, you're not going to live any longer or much longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just going to splitting your life between different decades or different eras. That's all you're doing. if it actually does work, and you're risking on the technology actually working.
People are actually cryogenically freezing.
I'm not a fan of those kind of sitcoms. This St. Denis Medical, I'm not a fan of those sitcoms that are the documentary style. I don't like those. Like The Office and Parks and Rec. Yes.
Looks like the Seahawks need Shane Waldron back. Christian, get out. Don't do that to me. But Ryan Grubb is also pretty bad, too.
Ryan Grubb's better than Shane Waldron.
Participation trophy. Do you like Jack in the Box?
I don't really ever go to Jack in the Box. I've been there only like a couple times in my life.
What's your favorite fast food restaurant out of all of them?
Well, what's your criteria for fast food first? Then I'll give you my answer.
I guess those big mega names.
What do you mean? Do you mean, does it have to include a drive-through, or can it be a walk-in place?
Needs to be a drive-through.
Okay, so it has to include a drive-through. Okay,
I'm going to say
then
Wendy's is my favorite.
Then basically most pizza places don't count. Then that means like a Chipotle and like place like Chipotle and like Subway don't count. Then
no,
Subway
they don't
doesn't
count. No, cause Subway might count, but because it is fast food technically.
But you have like Chipotle, which is like,
Okay, fine. Whichever is down to burgers and fries, basically.
Okay, burgers and fries places. Okay, so one of the places I like Kid Valley. So
Kid Valley is one, yeah.
And stuff. So I'm a bigger fan of that.
I'm gonna say Carl's Jr. Or
Carl's Jr.
what a burgers
fine.
up? What a burgers up there too.
Most fast food burger places aren't that good to me, but
what about In-N-Out?
In-N-Out's okay.
Do you think it's better than McDonald's, or that's not really a hard standard? McDonald's has really deteriorated over the years.
Yeah. If I had to go with a fast food place that actually has good food, it's not an actual burger place, but it has good food, is Raising Cane's for chicken.
I know there's one in Alaska.
Yes, they're building one in UW and one in Renton.
Renton?
Mm-hmm.
That got my attention because I'm going to live in Renton real soon, and I'm definitely going to go to Raising Cane's.
Yeah, they have really good chicken fingers.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so going to Raising Cane's.
But would you put McDonald's as like close to the bottom?
It depends. So like that, because I know people who've had bad experiences as at different places. So like some people, they make jokes about Jack in the Box and having bad experiences. I've had people. It's like also like depending on which establishment you go to and who's running it, there could be like I've heard people have stories at different fast food places where they've seen like bugs in their food and stuff like that, and not cleanliness in the actual certain fast food restaurants. So
I would say that's more of a store run thing more than a company thing.
It is a store by store issue, yes. And so you can't really blame that on the whole organization, but sometimes that one experience can
it's about the brand.
It can cloud your whole
judgment
thing. Just like some people talk about Taco Bell, or like they think they don't have good meat.
They don't have good meat.
Yeah, so they chintz out on the meat.
And now we are going into the second half. Brandon McManus of the Green Bay Packers is going to kick it off, and I'm going to say it's going to be very critical. This is a very critical drive for the Seahawks. They have got to score on this one. They have to get a touchdown to keep themselves alive,
yes,
and they are going to bring it out past the 10, the 20, and looks like he has some running room, and he's going to go past the 30, and he's going into the 37, and what a run by the Seahawks. Good kick return. That should get some confidence going, and now let's see if Geno Smith can actually finish the job.
Well, that running back's better than another running back. Remember they got rid of him after that bad performance that week in the Jets?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, our team is really getting rid of players quickly this year.
Well, they have to because they got to get rid of incompetence. And now we're looking at 1st and 10, ball on the 38, and it's going to be handoff to Zach Charbonnet. Doesn't really get much at all.
But we still get yards.
$140 to $112 is my fantasy football team. And I did say give it to Jackson Smith and Jigba that didn't really work.
An interesting stat they said it recently is that most teams in the NFC West haven't gone past a 4-game winning streak. this year.
And we got a 2nd and 7. Here's Smith, and he's going to pass it to Jackson Smith and Jigba, and he gets a first down on that right away.
Mm-hmm.
And Geno Smith is really feeding the ball to him. He has given him 7 receptions.
Mm-hmm. So that was an interesting stat I told you earlier about the 4-game winning streaks. So even if that applies to all NFC West teams, then we'd be in that fate. It's like maybe that's why we're going to lose this game because of that weird like rule this year that has come true where no one can get past 4 games in a row winning. They can't get to the 5th game. So that applies to the Rams. Eventually, the Rams they're winning.
1st and 10, and it's going to hand off to Jacques Charbonnet. I don't like this idea. And here's Charbonnet, and he gets maybe about 2 or 3 yards. Did not like that play call. Ryan Grubb cannot scheme a run game. Ryan Grubb is not a running offensive coordinator.
He has some running game, but he's more of a passer.
That's why I don't like him, because Geno Smith is not a good passer.
Geno Smith is a good passer.
Nope.
He's not a bad passer. He has good passing ability. He has one of the better passing percentages in the league. He has one of the highest ones. Did you know that?
Looking up their running back. Okay, they had a 1,000-yard rusher. That's also because they had a great offensive line. And Ryan Grubb does not have that. So he is not fit for the job.
Yes. They're going to keep him around for at least the next
Wow,
few
how
years.
did they not call unnecessary roughness on the slap on Tyler Lockett's face? They're just letting them play. The consistency is not good. We're looking at 2nd and 8. And Jigba to the right. Now he's going to the left. And here is Smith already overwhelmed. Gives it to DK Metcalf. He's trying to keep fighting extra yards. But I'm just going to say, get down. Just get down because you always fumble the ball.
Woo! We're pushing it.
We got 3rd down and 2. And Geno Smith wasn't even paying attention. Things could have gone wrong with that one. We got 3rd and 2. I don't think that's going to be a field goal range, so you got to convert. He's going to hand it to Zach Charbonnet, and he gets the first down only just, but he does get a few yards on that to make it a first down.
Well, he got more than that. He got like 5 extra yards.
He still barely made it.
But he got it.
He did get it.
And he got the extra yards. So that was actually a good run. I would say that was a good use of the run there. That was a good play call.
You got a 1st and 10. Here's Smith. He's already overwhelmed. Going to get sacked right there. And what was the offensive line even doing? Or better, should I say, Geno Smith, just give it to Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, well, look at this. Is that Geno's fault for being too slow at passing, or is that the offensive line's fault for not?
No, that was him not paying attention. And if he thinks if he can scramble, he should have run out of it.
Yeah. He tries, but he can't do it every single time.
No, he had running lanes on that one. Or at least should have passed it to Noah Fant or something. It's going to be a 2nd and 19. Huge loss. That was a 9-yard loss. And now Smith probably going to have to pass. Good protection. He just... What was that? Why did he spike the ball? Yes, you deserve intentional grounding for that, dumbass.
How's that intentional grounding? There was a receiver right there. But I think that was not past the line of scrimmage, was it?
I guess he was trying to kill the play. It's going to be a loss of down.
This is not going well.
I'm telling you, Smith is not the guy. 3rd and 19. On the 45, here's Smith. He's got no time at all. You got to just heave it. And now here's the throw. And that is to Noah Fant. And that's going to be a first down. But there's going to be a flag. 2 flags.
Hopefully they're on the defense.
Still another 3rd down. Nope, it's not on the defense.
See, we're imploding on ourselves, and it's not because of just Geno.
That wasn't even... Okay, yeah, he held the neck, but the defensive lineman did it too. Gino's just going to have to just heave it.
Yeah.
I don't want to just run the ball. You got to take risk. Heave the ball. I don't even care if it's an interception.
Throw it.
Just heave it. And now here is Smith. He's got some protection. And now here's a short throw, and that is to Zach Charbonnet. He's going to get absolutely nothing on that, and that's going to be a 4th down.
Do we go for it here?
No. What? What kind of... What did you just ask me?
We should go for it here.
You're not going to go for it on a 4th and 17. You're insane.
Yeah, go for it. What do you have to lose? You're going to give
a
them
lot to
the same
lose.
Field position.
No, Seahawks is not battle test enough. Shut up, Chris Collinsworth. And now here is the punt, and it's going to go all the way to the 10. Already fair caught it, and that's going to be in the 7. This is garbage.
No, nothing is as bad as the Giants game. You got to admit, nothing's as bad as the Giants game. This is tough, but nothing's as bad as the Giants game. This is gonna be another. This is so sad that the Seahawks are in this boat where they can't get over the hump, and potentially they're gonna go 9-8 again.
Well, you know why? Because Geno Smith is our quarterback.
That's not even the problem.
He is the problem.
He's not the problem.
He is a major problem.
Mm-hmm.
I should have not opted out. I should have went into the pizza job because this game wasn't going to be worth it. That's how I feel.
Hey, it's not over yet.
It's over.
Nope.
Give me some breather.
Are you looking to optimize your office, studio, or man cave? The Glance LED ticker may be for you. It is a customizable LED display providing real-life sports scores, stock prices, crypto, the news, and even the weather. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get 10% off the purchase, and thank you.
Would you like that kind of Glance LED thing to have a nice
Nope.
illuminating, but it has cool scoreboards and stocks?
Nope. No, thank you, to put it more professionally.
No, why don't you just do it and nope, no.
No, thank you.
Will you give me praise if I win a championship in fantasy football?
So?
Will you laugh at me if I lose?
So?
Will you criticize me if I lose?
So?
You said you were going to criticize me for the show if I lose.
No.
No.
No. No, it's just so it's like fantasy. You put so much emphasis into fantasy, Joe, and that shouldn't run your life. There's so many other things we can deal with, and it's like, we're still not out of this season. We're still being very competitive. It's just we're having an off day today.
Yeah, but they're playing against they're actually playing a real NFL team.
Every team's a real NFL team.
No, not the Cardinals, not the 49ers without Nick Bosa when
They
Geno
are.
Smith
They're
got
all real NFL
insanely
teams.
lucky.
They are all really NFL teams.
Yeah. I'm about to lose in fantasy basketball again. As we're looking at 1st and 10, that looked like a false start. And number 11 gets the ball, and he's actually been contributing well for Green Bay.
This guy's barely holding me off.
We're looking at 2nd and 2. Who's holding you off?
Oh, fantasy basketball.
2nd and 2. And it seems it's probably going to be a 1st down for Green Bay. And here's Josh Jacobs,
Not
and
guaranteed.
he 3rd and inches. And if I were the Seahawks, I would do the all-out blitz because what else do you got to lose? We're looking at 1st and 10. And it seems that people are not tuning into our game because this game itself is garbage.
It is not good. This is the sad. I would say the Jets game was worse than this. No, the Giants game. Remember the Giants game? Remember when the New York Giants?
At least
game?
it was still competitive.
Yeah, but I'm like, what's worse, losing to the Giants or getting blown out or this game? I'd say it's worse.
The Giants was worse.
Giants. Yeah, so this is like our second worst game of the year.
3rd and 1, and it's only a matter of time that they just give Josh Jacobs, and he's just going to run them over. And they're not even going for the blitz, but I think they should. And now here, he gets met immediately, and that is going to be 4th down, and they are going to be forced to punt. That was well-schemed defense by the Seahawks.
They lost yards.
They lost yards. And here is my reaction to that.
Finally, something good.
Something good finally happens.
This might be the turning point.
No, probably not. And now here is going to be the attempted punt, and that's going to go into the 50, and it bounces. A really bad bounce, and it goes forward. And Seahawks do have the advantage this time.
Oh, well, we're inside our own 50.
Inside the own 50, indeed.
Yeah, so that's a good start.
It is a very good start. I mean, you're correct.
Because let's say we score here, we get a touchdown, we're down by 10, we stop them again this half, we start the second half, we start the fourth quarter only down by 10 potentially, we could still get this or get it even closer than that. We can be on to something here.
Maybe.
I'm trying to hold off this guy and trying to come back in my fantasy basketball.
I've already lost.
Your fantasy basketball?
My fantasy basketball team is an absolute disaster.
My team's still competitive. My thing is I have a lot of injured players, so like once they come back.
But the depth made up for it because you were willing to trade down.
Yeah, because look at this. Like my team, even after this week, could still be in playoffs and my team has been so injured prone, and I still not the worst team in the league. So the trade wasn't an unfair trade.
I guess so. Oh, regarding the Special Olympics basketball, it's going to be on a Saturday. Would you be able to go to the regional one?
Where is it at?
Let me check the schedule. Be right back.
Okay.
It's going to be Sunday, January 19th. No. Hold on. Trying to figure it out. Oh, sub-regionals can be 25th of January in Auburn. I'm willing to meet you at halfway point like Tukwila Park and Ride.
Depends on where in Auburn. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. I don't know. I have to think about my schedule. But Auburn's not too bad of a drive. That's closer than yeah. That's not a bad drive.
They retired number 12. That's funny.
Yeah, 12 fans.
It's not. You can't even call them the 12th man. We're just the 12s.
Yeah, I know. We're either the 12th man or the 12th.
It's a fake handoff. Here's Smith. He's going for a big pass, and that's going to be caught. That is Tyler Lock, and he goes down immediately. And now they're already in the red zone.
Wow.
That was good pass by Geno Smith. I'll give him that. But the guy was wide. It's Tyler Lockett. When you have good receivers, it makes you look good.
Yeah, well, because
Drew Lock is less than a monkey.
No, but think about this: when you have good receivers and you have a good offensive line, your team's going to be better. We know
First
that.
and 10.
You know,
Ball on the 29, and here is Smith. He's getting overwhelmed already and couldn't get to Jackson Smith and Jigba. I would have just called it intentional grounding because Smith is, he got shaken up, and they haven't even called.
No, but
and Geno Smith,
area.
Geno Smith is shaken up, and I know I don't like him, but still can't afford to have Sam Howell play.
What if Sam Howell comes in and we win this game with Sam Howell and we have the Bears come back like that Drew Lock game last
year? Do you think that was a flag, or do you think that was on continuation?
What?
Do you think that's a foul?
Ooh, that's right at the ankles.
Yeah, so it's like a low blow.
Yeah, that could have been a foul.
I think it should be a foul because it was low blow.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got Sam Howell warming up.
Well, here we finally get to see the Sam Howell era.
Sam Howell is coming out, and this is not going to be good. That means Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to get nothing after this.
We don't know yet. Sam Howell could prove us wrong.
21 interceptions he had last year, though, so he's really bad. He got sacked a lot, so he's playing in a really already an awful offensive line. We're looking at 2nd and 10. Ball on the 24, and here's to Jackson Smith and Jigba, and gets negative yards.
At least he completed the pass, though.
But that's negative yardage.
It's negative yardage, yes. But at least he completed
3rd down, and at this point, I would just settle for a field goal because to get 12 yards, I don't know.
Wow. We're going to get it. We're going to do this.
3rd and 12. Jackson Smith and Jigba in the motion. And now here's Sam Howell. And he's going to go for a pass possibly, or he's scrambling out, and he's going to just throw it away. And it doesn't do any better, but they're going to go for the field goal. And Jason Myers, he gets it through, and that is going to be 20-6. Not exactly an ideal way to end the drive, unfortunately.
No.
Geno Smith went down because of an injury.
You know how frustrated Geno is. Because I can understand why Geno's so frustrated. Because look at his career. He had to sit around for years, and he was comeback player of the year, but then he can't get over the hump of really, truly getting into the playoffs. Like, he got into it one time with the Seahawks, but he's struggling again this year. And it's just like he wants this to happen so badly, you know? And I feel like he's trying to put something together, you know? And he just not coming through for him.
I don't know.
You know, I see that Geno cares so much about wanting to do well.
Yeah, but I don't need him. His services are not necessary. He can go somewhere else and screw them up.
No. Once he goes somewhere else and ends up like Russell and ends up like being better and ends up going to the Super Bowl.
Not going to happen.
You never know.
Geno doesn't have the mental. He's a weak.
He's not weak.
And plus, it's not like, even if I just flip a 180 and say Geno's the most amazing thing, people are still going to hate me anyway. So what's the point? I might as well just be honest. I got nothing to lose, do I? Exactly. The crazy thing is, if Auto Draft scores exactly 30 points with Bijan Robinson, I don't know.
I need another. In basketball, I just need another 3-pointer. Right now, I'd still be ahead of you, just by barely.
Pretty much.
Yeah, in basketball, but hey. Yeah, and that's not good that the team that's beating you is in the 7th place in basketball. That's not good.
I'm losing badly.
To the 7th place team.
Yeah, but 7th place is better than me.
Yeah, you're 9th place.
And now he got the big kick. And he's going to take a knee on this one. I wonder if the Packers can rebound on this. Two offensive line combinations, fewest in the NFL. We're looking at 1st and 10 on the 30 exactly. Josh Jacobs just waiting for the ball to just run over the Seahawks' atrocious defense. They got lucky last time. And here is Love. He's going to scramble out. And here is a big pass. And that is going to be incomplete. And a pass interference right there. You knew that was coming.
He's got bailed out twice by pass interference.
Because it was pass interference.
Yeah, but he's getting bailed out by the Seahawks.
Dude, the guy should be going for the pick. That should have been an easy pick. Pass interference, well deserved. Wow, 29. They didn't even retire Earl Thomas's number. And now we're looking at 20-6. And now it's a handoff to Josh Jacobs, gets met immediately, and Josh Jacobs hasn't really done much in the second half. Big loss, yep. Even if Sam Howell leads the Seahawks to a victory, I'm still not convinced that he's the guy. I mean, I'm still going to say Geno Smith, but it's not saying much at all. 2nd and 13. And now here's Jordan Love. He's got some time to pass, gives it to number 30, and he's getting lots of good coverages and blockage. And that is going to be 3rd down. And they are in the red zone, clearly. So many field goals in this game. I really wish I was at my pizza. I really do. And Adam Schefter has an update on Geno Smith. He is questionable to return, it says. 3rd and 4. A big stop is going to be needed just to cause a field goal. And now here is Jordan Love. He's scrambling out, and he's going for a big pass, and that is going to be caught. I think my title of this video was the Seahawks post game. They fall to the Packers. Was the winning streak a fluke? I think it was a fluke. They played a broken 49ers team. They played the Cardinals, who are not even that good. They played a broken Jets team. And they beat the Cardinals again, who are not even that good. They played not one playoff contender in that winning streak.
Yeah, they did.
Who?
Cardinals.
They're not even they're not a playoff contender anymore. And now we got there's a handoff to number 11, and he's going to get big yards, and he nearly got the touchdown on that. And Seahawks are clearly losing control of this game. And I think if they score this touchdown, this game's over, and I'm tempted to just shut this feed down. cut the feed.
Do you want to?
I'm tempted at least. I know that would be very dishonorable of me, but this game is that frustrating to cover. I'd rather cover a bad Mariners game than this. I actually this is reasons why I wanted the Seahawks to tank. I don't want to have my hopes up. And now we're going to hand off to Josh Jacobs, and he gets stopped once again. It looks like Seahawks defense is actually stopping him. It's going to be another third down. We're looking at 3rd and 5. Now we're looking at Jordan Love looking to pass, and it's going to be a flag. I wonder what this is about. Is this a false start? False start. And now we're looking at 3rd and 10. And now here's Jordan Love. He's looking to pass. Here is a pass, and that is caught, but it's stopped. He does hold on. It's going to be 4th down. And if I were Green Bay, with the way their offense has been playing, go for it on 4th down. They're going to get the 1st down anyway. Nope, it's going to be a field goal. Or they'll go for a fake field goal. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Even if the Packers fail on 4th down, this doesn't really matter. Seahawks doesn't have an offense today. So they got nothing to lose. But we got Brandon McManus going for a field goal. 20-6. It's probably going to be 23-6. And now here's the field goal, and that goes through right through the uprights, and it is good to make it 23-6. And it's going to be up to Sam Howell to lead the Seahawks to any kind of a victory, but time is severely running out.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. I know as much as I don't like Geno Smith, I still don't think Sam Howell's any better.
Oh, wow. It's getting worse for you in your fantasy basketball, Joe.
What? Is it this bad?
You're 1-6-1.
What?
I might actually extend my lead ahead of you.
Oh, you know what's worse? I forgot to put in Tatum and LeBron James. I left them in their IR spots.
Well, my guys are out for at least like till potentially next month. My one guy's finally practicing again. Ben Sherrill, the guy you wanted.
Yeah, you took him away from me.
So my team's still better than yours.
I'm up by 30 in fantasy football.
So.
But you won't care if I win or lose.
Nope.
So if you won, I'd have been like, hey, Epic Sea Films, how do you feel that you won a championship? So? Is that your reaction?
Move on to the next championship.
That's it?
Mm-hmm. Like, do I brag about WNBA championship winner? No, because the league's so easy.
Yeah, but I didn't make it easy on you.
Yes, you did. You made it too easy.
How'd I make it easy?
You were no competition.
You beat me by only 11 points.
You were no competition.
I think we have a bitter rivalry in fantasy women's basketball now. Do you think we'll ever extend to 6? Sometimes I wonder that. Deep down, I want this team to lose 4 in a row, so the team will be so bad that they will have to tank. Get rid of Geno. Trade Geno way out of his last year of his contract. Trade DK Metcalf to get multiple first-round picks, and then tank for Arch Manning.
Nope, they're not going to do that.
But they sometimes
why would they tank if they're already going to go potentially 9-8 again? They're going to at least win one.
No, they're losing 4 in a row. They're not beating the Vikings. They're not beating Chicago.
They're going to beat Chicago. We know that. Chicago's not.
They're not
great.
beating.
Chicago's horrible. The 49ers beat Chicago.
But it's the bad weather. And now we got good, a kind of a return. Nope. 25. You should have just took the knee. See, that's a proof right there. Geno Smith throwing his helmet, he is not a leader for that. He shows weakness.
That's not showing weakness, throwing your helmet. He's frustrated. Don't you ever get frustrated, Joe?
I never throw my equipment. And now we're looking at 1st and 10 here. Sam Howell, he's just going to get sacked immediately.
Yeah. Last year, Geno got injured too, and then that was one of the reasons why we didn't win as many more games. Like remember,
2nd and 15, and now here's Sam Howell. He is going to try to scramble it out, and he's probably going to get not sacked, but he doesn't get much. And this offense is just absolutely dysfunctional. If I'm Geno Smith, get your butt back out there. I know I don't like you, but you're still better than Sam Howell. I mean, any monkey is better. I almost rather have Drew. I almost rather have Drew Lock than Sam Howell. And we're looking at 3rd and 13. Clock is going down, getting close to the 4th. 3rd and 13. How did Sam Howell even get 4,000 yards? He's horrible. And now he's going to probably get sacked again. He's actually scrambling out, and he's not even... What is he doing?
Wow.
And we're going to go into the 4th quarter, and my brain's just completely just mush in frustration. And there he goes.
SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you.
Well, you were gone for a couple moments.
Woo. I had to take a breather from that.
Breather from what?
How bad this game's been for the Seahawks.
It's been terrible.
It's been tough to watch.
What should the title be? Was the Seahawks winning streak a fluke?
No, I don't think their winning streak was a fluke.
But they're certainly getting reality check.
Yeah, it's like well, the better title would be, did the Seahawks get a reality check? You know, it would be a better title than
Seahawks fall to Packers. Did they get a reality check?
Yeah, like
they did get a reality check.
Or did the Seahawks implode on themselves?
Nah, that's too.
You know, Seahawks implosion.
I don't know.
Because there's many different titles you can go. Like, do you want to make it seem like it's like bad things happen for the Seahawks, or just like they got overplayed by the Packers? Did the Packers
Seahawks imploded on themselves.
Yeah, because it doesn't seem like the Packers are playing that great. Like, they've scored one touchdown?
Did you use my SeatGeek promo code, BC? I'm seeing the Jets and Rams in New Jersey. I guess he did. Thank you very much, BC, if you used my promo code. Let me see if it updated on my end.
Yeah.
Doesn't say, but I guess I'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, because hasn't the Packers only scored like one touchdown or something, or have they scored two touchdowns?
2 touchdowns. Everything else has been
touchdowns.
field goals.
Okay, because we have been stopping them from getting a lot of touchdowns. You know what I mean? Like
But
they're
the
not playing the
offense
greatest
is
game.
it's the offense. And I'm not blaming this on the offensive line. I'm blaming Geno Smith for his bad, horrible interception. Sam Howell for not even trying to throw it.
Sam Howell, man, I was like, well, I saw him play last year. I actually went to the game where he was Washington played. I was actually at that live game
Because the Seahawks had no defense.
and it was like he didn't play bad, but I was just like, and now looking back at it, I'm like, he doesn't look that amazing either.
No, I never liked him. That's why I think the Seahawks just need to reset and just let it go. Like it doesn't do any good to keep going 9-8, 9-8, 8-9, 7-10, but you're not going to make the playoffs. There's no point. I don't want that kind of season. I just want a season to just enjoy football. Yeah, it's going to be bad football, but at least know that there's things to look forward to, which is that possible number 1 overall pick.
No, because I think fans would rather have a competitive team. You're one of the few people I know that likes that strategy, the tanking strategy. Most fans don't like it. They think it's a bad image for the team.
It worked for the Colts to get Peyton Manning. They got a Super Bowl.
That's the only scenario that you ever talk about. You only bring
Panthers
up
and Cam Newton.
There's very few scenarios where it actually worked. Do
Broncos and John Elway.
Look at the Panthers never won a championship with Cam Newton,
but they went to the
did.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, but the Seahawks won the Super Bowl and they didn't have to tank to get a good Russell Wilson pick. The Russell Wilson was 3rd round to go to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. They went to 2 Super Bowls and he won one of them. So you can say, was that better than Cam Newton? Yes, Russell Wilson is a better quarterback than Cam Newton. I will say it.
Obviously. 1st and 10. Give me it to Josh Jacobs, and that's going to be about a couple yards.
So I'm just
BC. Do you live in California right now, BC? Kind of curious now.
I thought BC was British Columbia.
No. Yeah, that's cute.
Oh, they're on the other side of the country. They're in New York. Are you a New York fan? Oh, the game's at MetLife.
Yeah, I know it is at MetLife, and they're pretty much close to New York, too. That's a crazy thing. And now it's going to be the Josh Jacobs. No, they're not going to beat up the Rams.
Watch them do it.
They're not gonna. The Rams are gonna obliterate them. Like, they don't even have to play Matthew Stafford and they'll still win.
Nope. Watch the Jets pull off another victory.
I'm gonna put money on that. I'm gonna put money on the Rams and the Vikings. And we're looking at a 3rd and 3. And man in motion is number 11. And now here's Jordan Love going for a pass. He's scrambling out, and here's a throw, and that's going to be incomplete. And it's going to be a 4th down, and they'll be forced to punt. And I hate to say it. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I really hope Geno Smith is healthy so he can play. I mean, I know I hate Geno Smith, but I hate Sam Howell even more.
Most people, based on the ratings of quarterbacks, especially starting quarterbacks, Geno's middle of the pack.
They're going for it on 4th down. I like this decision on Green Bay's end because they know the Seahawks offense is garbage. So this is a sign of disrespect. Packers do not respect the Seahawks for this.
They don't respect their defense either.
No, but
they're just trying to get in the
they're
jump.
trying to get in the jump.
Wasting a timeout.
No, they just took the delay of game. Now they're going to punt.
Yeah, because they want the extra 5 yards.
Packers going for it on 4th down is just disrespectful.
That wasn't even disrespectful because they were just doing the jumping off sides.
Because Seahawks offense is trash anyway.
And yep, they're going to go for the punt, and I would like a block punt on this one. It would be really nice. 4th and 8, and not even close. And it's going to go to probably... Yep, this is not good. Ugh. I don't know how they're going to get themselves out of this. Like, you don't have a run game. Sam Howell is awful. He's still going to play. He can't, there's no offensive line. Like, I'm expecting a safety out of this. Pat Mahomes commercials. Let me match him with my commercials.
SoFi is an online bank and a personal financing company offering financial diverse products. They hold the naming rights to the home of the Los Angeles Rams and the Los Angeles Chargers, named SoFi Stadium. They offer amazing checking and savings accounts where you can get up to 4.6% on savings accounts. There are no monthly fees to maintain the accounts, and they have over 55,000 no-fee ATMs around the United States. You even have access to a budgeting program, stock trading, and insurance programs. Join SoFi and get $25 for joining and or $25 for opening a stock trading account. Links are available in the description. And thank you. And lastly, I am not a financial advisor, so either find a professional financial advisor or go with your own gut.
Well, here we are. And you always disappear on me, don't you?
No. What? You say I disappeared? You took me off.
How did I take you off?
Well, I'm here. I'm still here. So,
well,
do you
I think what's more
going to show something better this
no,
drive?
No. I think it's going to be a safety.
You really think so?
Yes, I'm calling a safety on this.
What's funny is even if we lose this game, our season's still not over. We can still make playoffs. So it's like having this one really bad game doesn't change everything.
It does.
And this is the saddest thing is like we keep giving it to the Rams, letting them make the playoffs because the Seahawks keep falling apart. It's not. We're doing it to ourselves. We're imploding on ourselves.
And it's well deserved.
It's not.
That low blow knee should have been called as a flag. And Sam Howell, he is back onto the field, but it's not like nothing's really gonna happen. And now here's Sam Howell with the pass to Charbonnet, and it goes right through him. His pocket presence is absolutely atrocious. Geno Smith, you got to get back out there. If you think you're the franchise quarterback, then show it by playing through pain. He's weak. And we're looking at 2nd and 10.
They have him wrapped up. They're wrapping him up right now.
I think he's weak. 2nd and 10. Here's Tyler Lockett on the motion, and now here is Sam Howell with the pass. And that was nearly picked off, and it should have been ball intended for Jackson Smith and Jigba. And if I'm the Seahawks fans, Sam Howell should be rained with boos.
This is his opportunity to show up, Sam Howell, and he's not showing up well. He's not showing off well.
No, he's not. He is completely failing. 3rd and 10. And now he's going for a pass. And he's being overwhelmed already. And what was that? I'd rather have a broken Geno Smith play this than Sam Howell. Geno Smith. Get back out there.
Look at even the mascot. The mascot doesn't know what to say. They're still thinking about what to say, the mascot.
I almost would just take the safety at this point. He almost has no room. He gets the punt off. It's going to actually go past the 50. And it's going to be a fair catch, but it's going to be great field position for the Green Bay Packers. And yep, the mascot is absolutely just in disbelief.
I know they don't know what to say. This is tough.
I wouldn't know either.
Hey, this era is so much better than the era we had between Mike Holmgren and Pete Carroll. Remember that era we had there?
Jim Mora with a broken Matt Hasselbeck and Seneca Wallace. Nah, I'd rather still have that.
You'd rather still have that era?
Yep, than this.
Why?
Because at least we knew the Seahawks were bad.
We're not bad. We're,
But they don't deserve it.
Hey, our division, we're not in a tough division, Like most teams at the end of the day can win at least a third of their games every year. Most teams. So you're talking about at least 6 to 7 wins every year.
I want to go 0-17 next year. That's what I want.
You're not. No team ever goes 0-17. Who's done that? No team has
Cleveland
ever done
Browns
that.
went 0-16. Detroit Lions went 0-16.
But that's very rare. So we're gonna come through this. Hey, I have more faith in the Seahawks than I have in the Mariners. I'd rather watch a Seahawks game than a Mariners game. Oh, Joe, did you hear that?
What?
I'd rather watch a Seahawks game than a Mariners game.
Who said that?
Me. Mariners are tough to watch. And baseball's kind of slow.
Well, that's just a you thing. That's just based on your preferences. So I can't really.
Well, no, because I know this. I know our history, and we have more of a history with the Mariners of always failing when we need to step up. The Seahawks have a better chance, and more people have faith in the Seahawks than they have in the Mariners in history. I have more faith in the Kraken to win a championship. I bet the Kraken will win a championship before the Mariners will. The Kraken are a newer franchise.
How about this? Do you think this will happen? Sonics coming back as an expansion team and winning a championship before the Mariners even make the playoffs.
Yes, I bet that's going to happen.
I'll take that to the grave. Now we've got, that was a jump. That should have been a flag. 23-6. Time is severely running out, and he got Jordan Love. He is getting out of the pocket. He's going for a big pass, and that's going to be incomplete, but that should have been picked off, and this Seahawks defense isn't even paying attention. This game is so bad that nobody's watching.
It's tough to watch. I'm sitting here, and it's tough for me to watch.
I know, it's not really intriguing people to watch this game. And now we've got 2nd and 10, giving it to the running back Josh Jacobs, and he trips and still gets about... Oh, the ball is out! The ball is out, and it's recovered by the Seahawks. That is Jordan Love with the recovery. That just came out of nowhere. My goodness, what did I just see? Did you see that?
Yes. Isn't that Julian Love, not Jordan Love?
Julian Love, that's what I meant.
Because I was like, you said Jordan Love. I was like, the cover of the Seahawks. I was like, are you talking about the other team's quarterback recovered it?
I need a face palm of myself for doing that.
That was a good one. Now we have good field position. Maybe we can get a field goal off of this.
Okay, please tell me Geno Smith is playing. And we got Sam Howell back. He's somehow going to find a way to screw this up. He's going to put us in punting position again. 1st and 10.
Oh,
man in motion is Jake Bobo. He's going for a pass. Got plenty of time. He's going for the pass, and that's going to be caught. And shouldn't that be forward progress? Pick up a 5. And now here is a compliment to you, Sam Howell. Whoops. That was a little mistake there. Here's Sam Howell. Got plenty of time. Here's a big throw, and that is going to be off. Can't believe I almost played the national anthem. That was just a huge mistake. By the way, I gotta get rid of
that going to be?
By the way, I got to get rid of that video because it has too much copyright issues. So when national anthems are being sung, I'm going to have to sing it myself because I don't want to risk copyrights.
Mm.
We're looking at 3rd and 5. And yeah, Sam Howell's got that Korean flag on his helmet. And now we're looking at 3rd and 5 here. Sam Howell got time. And here's a throw. That's going to be caught by Jackson Smith-Njigba. He's still up. And he's now getting into the red zone. And that helps my fantasy football team.
Yeah. Sam Howell's actually doing something this drive.
And now they're doing a hurry-up offense.
Sam Howell's actually
he's doing something, but we got to score quickly, which is why you got to throw it. And now here's Sam Howell's he's got to throw immediately to Jackson Smith-Njigba again, and that's going to be a 2nd down. It's almost like that fumble recovery was like a cup of coffee.
Yeah. Well, you know what's crazy? Sam Howell still looks better than the backups for the Dolphins. When you saw the Dolphins game earlier this year, their backups look worse than Sam Howell. So you got to admit,
2nd and 6. And now here is giving it to Charbonnet. He's going for the run. Looks like good blocking, and he gets it. He's going to get the first down. He might be going all the way, and that is a touchdown, Seahawks. They finally score the touchdown. I am finally jacked up for this, and the Seahawks get on the touchdown board, and now it's 23-12 pending PAT. It will be 23-13. Take me your thoughts on that, Epic Sea Films.
Wow, look at even the coach is stunned. Look at you see the coach reacting. His mouth was open. He's like, the coach was stunned. Mike McDonald was stunned on that.
He's stunned. I'm stunned too.
Because no one expected that. Charbonnet has been one of the bright spots, the last 2 weeks. Like he's trying.
Really has.
He's really
We're
trying.
going for the field goal extra point, and that gets right through the uprights, and that is good.
We're only down by 10 now. If we can stop them in 3 plays, we can get the ball back. We can make this game interesting.
It could be very interesting.
Sam Howell did just enough work for us. Our defense set Sam Howell up for goodness. Wow. Mm-hmm.
I'm now up 146-112. What's your prediction? Do you think Bijan Robinson will make up all those points? I mean, we saw it with Jamar Chase, so you never know, right?
It could be possible. Anything's possible. Anything is possible. I need just one more 3-pointer. In fantasy basketball.
And then you win?
No. Then I'll be 3 and 5, and I'll expand my lead on you.
I'm telling you, I want your honest reaction on this.
Huh.
If I win this game in fantasy football, I will go to the semifinals for the 2nd straight year off a 1-5 start. Do I at least get a slow clap?
Nope.
Not even a slow clap. So let's say I have my finger on the mouse. Should I push it or don't even dare?
No, you don't deserve a slow clap. See, it's just, it's luck. Like, it's me. I have the worst playoff luck. You know that.
Blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm. You have good playoff luck.
But then it runs out in the semifinals usually. Man, this game's already giving me a lot of YouTube Shorts work. I'm probably going to just cut down on the field goals.
Yep.
Just imagine getting to the semifinals off of a 1-5 start. And you're still not going to be impressed.
No.
You just say, so? And it all started with that Josh Jacobs fumble. That was really could be the turning point of this game, but the Seahawks are down by 2 possessions, so they got to quickly make the stop on defense, and they are running it out as Green Bay is going to, and he gets racing right through, and that's going to be go past the 30. And also, we got some audience back. Looks like people are tuning into this game because something exciting happened.
We got to the 34-yard line.
As we are looking at 23-13, 1st and 10. Did the Rams play today?
No, the Rams played Thursday.
Thursday, that's right, against the 49ers, and we covered that game, and it was painful.
Yeah, it would look like San Francisco held up pretty well for 80% of the game.
And then they just choked. 23-13, 1st and 10, ball on the 34. It's going to be up to the Seahawks defense to stop them. Can they add on to it? Now here's the handoff to Josh Jacobs, and he has some running room. No, he doesn't. But he does still get 3 to 4 yards, and that's still very concerning.
Get that ball out of him.
Yeah, you got to get the ball out. That's the only way this offense can really this team can really get going is if they force the ball out. As we are looking at 23-13 still.
I think with a little more practice, Sam Howell's not going to be the worst quarterback ever. Sam Howell's okay. He's not as good as Geno, but
just okay. No, I still don't think he's that good. And we're looking at 2nd and 6. Man in motion. It's going to fake handoff. Here's Jordan Love. He's got all day to pass, and he doesn't get anything off, and looks like it could be no fumble. They're going to call the incomplete. Third down and 6, but with Jordan Love's arm, you can't underestimate. I guess it was forward progress, so that's why they're calling it incomplete. But if it was like 1990s, that would have been considered a fumble. And we're looking at 3rd and 6. This is a very critical moment for the Seahawks. They got to get this stop so they can get the ball quickly. And now we're going to... Jordan Love's got all day, but he's getting scrambled. He has to force a scramble, and he's going to run. He's going for the big throw, and that's going to be incomplete. And the Packers will be forced to punt once again.
Wow.
3 and out.
We're still in this game.
Still in this game.
If Sam Howell wins this game, this will be the greatest comeback ever. One of the greatest.
No. The Drew Lock game last year was better.
You think it's better than this one?
Yes.
You think it'll be better than this game?
I don't know.
This would be pretty crazy. If Sam
Based
Howell...
on situational, this one could be bigger because it will give us more wiggle room on the Rams.
Yeah.
But we got to see this punt, and the punt goes off, and it's going to the 20, and he's going to still run. He might fumble it. No, he won't. He's going to pass the 30. He's got some room, and he goes down, so that's a pretty decent return. And now it's going to be up to Sam Howell once again.
Yeah, I got
you. And I think it's clear that Geno Smith isn't coming back.
No.
Yep, if the Seahawks lose this game, Rams will become the division leader, and the Seahawks will be considered in the hunt. So winning this game is going to be severely critical.
Yep.
We're looking for a 1st and 10. Ball on the 32, and here's Sam Howell. Fake handoff. He's got not some time. He gets sacked, but it was an incomplete, or was that a fumble? Official wants to say incomplete, but they're debating on a fumble recovery. Let's take a look at the replay. Looks like Sam Howell, at first he had time. It was considered forward progress.
Yeah. He was trying to pass it. Look at this. He was trying to pass it. You see that? He was trying to pass that ball.
He was trying to pass that ball.
Yeah. He lucks out there.
He really did luck out, but luck is running out. 2nd and 10. You know what? Give it to Jackson Smith and Jigba. And looks like they're going to challenge the call. Packers are desperate. But why do they have the challenge? It's not like the Seahawks are... Yeah.
It's not like they're going to win this challenge. Really, they're going to win this challenge?
Why are the Packers challenging? Sam Howell is not doing shit anyway.
He is. He got his touchdown.
Relax, Packers. Relax. Seahawks need an upgrade at tight end. Yeah. After this drive, after whatever this happens, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Are you looking to optimize your office, studio, or man cave? The Glance LED ticker may be for you. It is a customizable LED display providing real-life sports scores, stock prices, crypto, the news, and even the weather. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get 10% off the purchase, and thank you.
All right, let's do this. I don't see the reason why they had to make a challenge. It's not like Sam Howell's going to do anything. I mean, I tweeted it. Why are the Packers challenging? Sam Howell's not going to do shit anyway. Relax, Packers, relax. They just want to show no mercy. That's what it is. Never show mercy to your opponent. Why are they doing a Madden cast? Madden cast is freaking cringe.
They believe that if they broaden their different and make different types of broadcasts, they'll get more people interested in football.
And now we're looking at 2nd and 10. And now here's Sam Howell. Got some time to pass. Here's the throw, and that's going to be incomplete again. Ball intended for Noah Fant. And once again, Sam Howell just continues to prove that why he should not be on this team.
I don't know, they just wasted a timeout, but I guess they didn't need the timeout, Green Bay.
Because they know they're that confident that they're going to win because they know that Sam Howell is a worth of garbage. 3rd and 10. Third and 10. Here's Sam Howell, and he's got no time. Here's a throw, and that's going to be caught. Is this going to be enough to get a first down? Nope. And at this point, I would just go for it on 4th down. Just go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
Be a risk taker. Don't punt.
At least get him to jump. Looks like we got a flag going on. I wonder what this flag is about.
Ooh, hopefully it's on Green Bay.
No, they're giving the coach the choice. Yep, they're giving Green. It's on Seattle. I would decline it. Offsides offense? What does that even mean?
What's the ruling?
Offsides on Tyler Lockett.
Where was he offsides?
I don't even know what that was. Well, you can't go back on your word on that.
What?
You can't go back on your word. You can't change your mind. That's bull.
So what do they do?
Go for it, or at least get him to jump. No, you go for it.
Yeah, I know. Seahawks, just go for this.
No, I'd go for it. Take the risk. Why? At least do a fake punt. No, I would have taken the risk. Would you have taken the risk?
Yeah, go for it.
Plus, gotta give the defense some kind of breathing room. Awful decision.
I know.
Oh, and it fumbles, but it back on Packers. It was going to almost work out.
Wow.
$90 for parking at a Seahawks game. I'd rather just take an Uber or what's the other option? A bus?
I take the bus to the Seahawks game.
I'd take the bus. I remember I had that long hatred on like Sound Transit and public transportation.
Yeah.
I finally swallowed my pride.
I take the bus all the time. I took it yesterday.
1st and 10. And now we're looking at the fake handoff. It's got to be a first down. And he really does get the first down. And I think if the Packers score on this drive, I think Mike McDonald's going to really lose credibility for not going for it on 4th down.
But still, Mike McDonald, even after the first year, we've already won 8 games. He's already been a success this year. You know that.
Because the team already has talent, so who cares?
Yeah, but he's already had success. So you can't. It's like you can't dog on him or anything like that because he's already won 8 games this year. So he's pretty much sitting pretty. So he's going to be around for next year. You'd have to be a pretty bad coach not.
1st and 10. And it's going to be a fake handoff. It's going to be up to number 11. And he's got so much room. And what is going on the Seahawks defense? Seahawks not going for it on 4th down isn't aging well at all. It's going to be 1st and 10. 8:18 left in this game. Time is severely running out. Seahawks need to come up with a big play. Can't just keep relying on just hoping that you can't just keep causing field goals. That's not going to get it done. Now they're at the 40, 41, and now it looks like we got a blitz going on, and they're just out scheming them. Number 11 just has so much room, and he gets well into the first down and in the Seahawks territory.
I'm struggling through this broadcast.
Is it because of my antics, or is it just because this game is just brutal to watch?
It's just so brutal to watch. If I was by myself, I would have walked away and would have done something else. You know what, Joe?
I'm
a really big Seahawks fan, and I'm pretty loyal to the team. And if I walk away, that must be something really bad going on.
As we're looking at 1st and 10 at the 47. Seahawks territory. Here's Josh Jacobs, and he gets stopped to their level almost instantly.
Yeah. Yeah, when I walk away from a game, something's really bad going on. My mom knows it too when I walk away from a game. I'm like, whew, it must be something bad.
2nd and 6. We got 23-13, 2nd and 6. Man in motion, that's Watson, number 9. And now he's got to Josh Jacobs, and he's going right through, and that's going to nearly be a first down. And they got to get this stop. And they're probably going to. They should have went for it on 4th down.
Yep, they should have.
Especially because so much time is just being wasted.
Yep.
The only thing that's good going for them is they still have 3 timeouts, but it's not saying much. They got to get this critical stop, or else I think if Green Bay gets this first down, the game's over. 3rd and 2. Josh Jacobs right on the back. Looks like timeout Green Bay.
But so far this season overall, I like our new coach. I think it was a fine decision what they made. I'm not bitter about.
I'm not dogging on the coach.
No, because I think overall, I'm like, we've done well with our team. It's a good first start, and it's like, did we really all suspect us to make the playoffs? He made it exciting enough for us to be engaged enough. Like the team was he gave us hope. At least Mike McDonald.
3rd and 2. I have more to say about that. Eventually, after this play, after the Packers get that first down conversion, as we're looking at 3rd and 2, and hopefully they can come up with a really big play somehow, some way. And looks like they are forcing an audible. 4 seconds left. 3, 2, and here is Jordan Love's got some time. Here's the throw, and that's going to be incomplete. Is that going to be a flag? Any flags? Any flags out there? Because the guy tripped. There's got to be some flags. 4th down and 2, but you're going to be forcing a field goal to make it 26-13. But if you force a field goal, you're still down 2 possessions, so you can still make a comeback.
Yep. If we somehow win this game, we're only or we somehow even come close to be like 1 score down in this game, that'd be crazy by the end of this game.
It would be just as insane as that, almost insane as that. Oh, they're going for it on 4th down. I don't think they're going to jump this one because it's just 4th and 2. That's just disrespectful, but you can't blame them. Are they going for the jump or are they actually going for it? It looks like they're going for it on 4th down to Josh Jacobs, and he is stopped! He is stopped! And they turned the ball over!
Wow. So they didn't take the 3 points, and now we're still only down by 10. Wow.
I guess so.
We're still in this game. Wow. Like I told you, this game's still not out of reach.
I still think it's out of reach.
If we pull this game off and beat Green Bay somehow in a weird comeback, this would be insane.
Yeah, and let me play a commercial again.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We are proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
Yeah. I was reading someone's prediction earlier today, and someone predicted that the Seahawks would actually win this game 27-23.
That's still not out of question.
Yeah. So it's like someone was actually predicting that, and so and with 5:50 left, it's still possible.
Very much possible.
This would be the biggest. Would it be a bigger surprise if the Seahawks would you be saying the Seahawks did great and came back in this game, or would you say, oh, Green Bay collapsed?
Green Bay collapsed. I'm not going to talk about titles yet.
No, not yet. You can't. No.
It'd be a jinx. Just like my reverse jinx psychology. You're not going to buy that, aren't you? You think that's delusional, don't you?
Yep.
And we are back from the break, and Sam Howell's 5 of 12, sacked 2 times, 24 yards. Honestly, can we just have Geno Smith back? I can't believe I'm saying this. I'd rather have Geno Smith than this. Anyways, 1st and 10. Sam Howell's got to get this. He's got to pass. He can't run. No running on this. And now here is Sam Howell's already overwhelmed. He's going to go down with a sack. And I think that's just lack of do you think that's just bad offensive line, or do you think that's just lack of awareness?
I don't know. It's just not good either way. Oh, no!
And we're looking at 2nd and 16. Here's a throw, and that is picked off! That is picked off, and I think that may go for a pick 6. And nope, that's going to go to the 30, past the 30, and I think this game is over. You might just call the game.
Joe, was that worse than a Geno interception?
By far, bar none.
We have like the... And I'm trying to find the good in this, Joe. And
nope, there's nothing good about this.
I'm still struggling. You know, it must be bad when I'm struggling, Joe. I'm struggling. Have you ever seen me this upset in a game? You know how optimistic I am, Joe. Oh. Twice by 2 different quarterbacks in this game. Twice.
Yep.
At least Geno's was in the end zone.
I never said he was the guy.
What, Sam Howell?
Never said he was the guy.
I never said Sam Howell was the guy. I
never said he was the guy. I know you didn't.
No, at first I kind of like had a slight edge.
I'm telling you.
Block. At first I thought
let's
Drew Lock
just
was
lose
the
the rest of the season. Trade DK for 1st-round picks. Trade Geno away. Let Sam Howell play. Let him tank. And let's get Arch Manning.
Nope.
There's no point of this.
We're not going to do that.
This is garbage. And that was on 2nd down, too. We're looking at 2nd and 6. Here's Jordan Love. Here's the handoff to Josh Jacobs. Only like 1 yard. And at this point, Seahawks are going to have to call timeouts. I mean, look at this. The Rams has a very lightweight schedule. Seahawks have an awful schedule coming up on them.
But even at the end of the day, we still might not be worse than 2nd best in our division. You know what? Think about that, Joe.
I'd rather just tank for Manning.
No, he's not the solution. Manning's not even
Why isn't he?
You think Manning's that
Colts?
good?
The Giants?
Arch Manning's not even that good. The
3rd and 5.
Texans are not even that good. The University of Texans.
3rd and 5. They can get this stop. They can force the field goal, but does it really matter? Because Sam Howell... I mean, if I'm Geno Smith, just get out there. Get out there. I'd rather have an injured Geno Smith with 1 leg than Sam Howell. Green Bay just called their final timeout.
I need Bain or Russell. D'Angelo Russell or Bain. Score me one, literally.
D'Angelo Russell, yep.
I need them to score. I need one of those guys to score me 1 3-pointer. Can't you do that?
Nope. I'm looking at 3rd and 5, and you would think that they're just going to go for it on 4th down. And after this, here's Jordan Love going for a big pass, and that is going to be... That is caught for a touchdown, and that is the dagger of this game. That is Romeo Dubes with a touchdown. It was a beautiful throw by Jordan Love, and that's it. I think that is the dagger. And he actually maintained possession of that, too. Made it even more impressive. I wonder if I were the Seahawks, I'd challenge this play. They're not going to challenge it.
You have nothing to lose for challenging it, but yeah, I'm like.
You know the crazy part is that we have to do a post-game show, and I'm already exhausted enough for that.
I don't even want to do the post-game show. Do you really want to do it?
We have to. It's for the consistency. I know.
I don't even want to do it. I'm like drained.
I'm drained too because of a game like, even if we won, I'd still be drained.
I wouldn't be drained if we won. I would have a lot more energy.
We still got to do it.
Quicker. I just want this game to end quicker.
Me too. It's been more exciting. And here's the thing. My fantasy football team should be getting more points. I should have gotten like 160. If Gino was the quarterback, I would have 160. So he still has a chance. My auto draft still has a chance.
The Seahawks defense is giving me 0 points tonight.
Well, obviously. Why'd you even do that?
Because they've been playing good lately.
They're definitely not going to beat the Vikings. We know that.
No, but look at this. In this four game streak, they had, look at this. They had 7. They gave me 7 points, 19 points, 16 points, and 5 points. Then they went to 0. So they were playing good. You can't admit why would you not have the Seahawks defense? Like, you can't say it was a horrible choice.
And here's the kickoff. And that is going to come out. They better just throw darts out there. And he goes past the 30, and that had a little bit of a shocker at that point.
Yeah.
The Packers, who they lose to? They lost to 3 good teams: the Lions, the Eagles, and the Packers.
The Packers lose to the Packers.
They're still a good team. 3 of 4 of those losses were by 1 score, too. So Packers are actually a good team. And Sam Howell's on again. He's going to do a handoff. That shows how much they have given up. How about we just throw the ball, please?
I know.
Might as well get your reps in.
Everything collapsed on me on the wrong week.
And my fantasy team could actually lose because of Bijan Robinson can get 35. And here's Sam Howell going for a pass. He is going for the pass, and that's going to be caught, but we got a flag.
Was that a completed pass, or was that an incomplete pass? Because I think it just skipped the ground, or did you not use the ground to secure it?
Guess we're going to find out. They're down. We got 4:22 left. Jim Tunney, referee from 1960 to 1990. Condolences. 3rd and 7. And here it is. Here is Sam Howell, and he's going to get sacked again.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. I don't think it's the offensive line. I think it's just Sam Howell has just atrocious pocket awareness.
He's slow. His reaction speed is slow.
And they're going to punt it away. You know what? No, just go for the 4th down. Like, what do you got to lose?
I know. Just chuck it. Drop back, chuck.
Sam Howell has 0 pocket awareness.
Oh, this is so draining.
And it's going to go down to the 15.
He was a referee for 30 years. A guy named Jim.
And now here's a handoff to Josh Jacobs, and they're just running the clock down at this point. Second and 6. And that's going to get through. Not for the first down.
There's 2 Monday night games this week. Do you know that?
Yep, there is. Because they got to compact them all together. If I was not working tomorrow, I would have obviously covered the Falcons game because fantasy reasons. But Epic Sea Films, we got to do it. We got to do it. I know it's frustrating, but we got to cover. We got to do the post game show.
Let's just make it a quick recap, okay? Because I'm like struggling over here. And usually I don't struggle this much through Seahawks games. You know me. I usually stay very positive. Have you ever seen me this unpositive about the Seahawks?
You're more positive than I was if you count by statistics.
Yeah, but you think about even tonight. Was this the least positive you see me during a Seahawks game?
It wasn't even that bad.
No, but it's been rough. But you see me, how down I am?
You are down.
My energy level is drained. Oh, gosh.
And now here's 3rd and 2. Here's a big pass. And that's going to be caught. No, it's incomplete. And was that picked? Nope, it was not. 4th and 2, and they're just going to punt unless they want to disrespect the Seahawks. 1:54 left. Fourth and 2. And that's going to go to return man. He falls down. Post-game show coming by the end of this game. Have some notes. Josh Jacobs ran pretty good in the first half. Geno Smith had problems getting out of the sack twice. He threw a critical pick. Tough game. And now it's going to be a nice run by the Seahawks, number 36. And they're just running the clock. And you know what? I would still try to score a touchdown because that's where that's where points differential can come into play. So it's just, you never know. It always comes down to those last few points when it comes to tiebreakers. So if I'm the Seahawks, at least try to get a touchdown. And there's just no sense of urgency. They're just wasting so much time. I don't like this. Like, I know that the game is over, but they should still at least try to score the touchdown. Just race the ball. That's the lack of leadership that you see in Sam Howell. And now here's a handoff. They're running the ball with pretty much just a minute left. I don't like this. Like look at that. Do you sense that there's just no sense of urgency? They should still at least compete till the end. Like Pete Carroll would have said, compete. They're just wasting so much time. They just want to end this game. They're just running the ball completely, and that is it. That is the last play of the game. And Seattle Seahawks, after a 4-game winning streak, they will fall to the Green Bay Packers to make it 30-13. Packers will go to 10-4, and the Seahawks will go to 8-6, and they have lost that division lead. And we're going to start this post-game show right now. To summarize it real quickly, Josh Jacobs was basically running over the Seahawks throughout the entire first half. Got a couple touchdowns, I believe that he did. And the Seahawks just couldn't stop them at all. And Geno Smith, as not as good as a game that he did have, including not being able to escape some pretty bad offensive line coverage where he got sacked twice to end a couple of his drives. And the other critical mistake that happened was when he threw the interception later in the game, which pretty much killed the chances for the Seahawks, as Green Bay just kept chipping away with field goals after field goals. And then they scored that touchdown to pretty much ice the game. The only positive side was when, I believe it was Love who forced the fumble, or one of the Seahawks forced that fumble. It was picked up by the Seahawks, and they were able to score a touchdown almost immediately. But then we saw the bad play of Sam Howell due to the awful play that we saw due to the injury of Sam Howell. Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta start over. Like, this is, I need a break. Give me 25 seconds.
SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you.
So unfortunately, the Seattle Seahawks just completely imploded today. They had lost 30-13 against the Green Bay Packers after their 4-game winning streak, which put them in the division lead over the Los Angeles Rams. But because they lost, they go to 8-6, and they no longer have the division lead. They don't even have considerations for the wild card right now. They are just, unfortunately, in the hunt. And best ways to summarize this game: Josh Jacobs ran over the Seahawks defense throughout the entire first half, but unfortunately the Seahawks were able to stop Josh Jacobs for the most part. Geno Smith had a couple of difficult times trying to get out of the sack, which is why his drives were stalled. And then sometime in the middle of the game, I think it was like the second half, where the Seahawks actually had a chance to come back in this game. Unfortunately, and I think actually it was the end of the first half, he threw the interception at the end zone, which pretty much killed the chances, as Green Bay just kept chipping away with field goals after field goals. But unfortunately too, to make it even worse, Geno Smith got hit with an injury, and it seemed to have took him out. It took him out for the rest of the game, and there was some controversy and question on whether there should have been a flag because it was a low blow on Geno's knees, which is why he's immobile right now. So we're going to have to see what his status is in terms of his injury because it did look pretty brutal. And then Sam Howell took over, and a lot of fans, including myself, were curious how Sam Howell could do, but I didn't really have much confidence in him as he did not play that well for the Washington Commanders, and he played absolutely miserable. Like, he failed on his very first drive, obviously. The only turning point of this game was when the Seahawks forced the fumble on Josh Jacobs, and that led to a Zach Charbonnet touchdown where Sam Howell didn't really do that much at all. He really just handed the ball, throw short passes to Jackson Smith and Jigba, which he really should have done a lot more in the game. But then the Packers raced back anyway, especially defensively. And then the blowing moment was when Sam Howell not only showing his lack of pocket awareness, but he also threw a terrible interception. Like, as much as I don't like Geno Smith, and I dog on him all the time, Geno wouldn't have thrown an interception that ridiculous. Although his interception at the end zone was extremely ridiculous. I don't think he would have thrown something like that. I mean, Geno, even though he's overwhelmed and gets sacked, he at least has some kind of pocket awareness. Sam Howell not only doesn't have mobility, he has zero pocket awareness. So, final stat line for the Seahawks, because I don't know if we're really going to do much on this game, as it was a very depressing game to watch. Geno Smith, how did he do today? Trying to figure out the stats on how he did. Box score, going to the link right there. Geno Smith, 149 yards. Surprisingly, he was actually a very accurate passer, 15 of 19. 1 interception, no touchdowns, took 3 sacks. Quarterback rating was 77. Sam Howell was 5 of 14 for 24 yards, 1 interception, sacked 4 times in total. For the running game, Zach Charbonnet, 8 carries for 54 yards. So when he actually did get the ball, he was actually pretty effective and scored the touchdown. Jackson Smith and Jigba was the leading receiver with 10 receptions, with 83 yards. Everyone else didn't really do much. DK didn't even get the ball at all. As for the Packers, Josh Jacobs had 94 yards for a touchdown. Jordan Love, 229 yards for 2 touchdowns. And as for the receivers, everyone pretty much evenly distributed, with Romeo Dubes actually did get 2 touchdown receptions. So, Epic C Films, I know that you're pretty much drained from this game as much as I am, but how did you feel about this game? Any key takeaways from this game?
So, this game was that I don't think the Green Bay played a great game. The Seahawks just imploded on themselves. It showed that, like, this game showed how, like, unprepared they were potentially, because, you know, we don't know which Seahawks team is going to show up every week. This is totally true. Some weeks we show up and we do a great job. Our defense shows up really well and really strong. Today, one of our weak spots was our defense, and especially our actual, like, run defense. You know, we finally came up against a actual star running back, because we haven't really played a star running back all season long. The closest thing we played was maybe Montgomery from Detroit Lions, and we lost that game. And then I think both Cook,
James Cook, he really ran over the Seahawks pretty well.
Yeah. So when we come against a good running back, we can't stop them. Really, the only team that had a running game that we stopped was the Cardinals, and that must mean their running game is not as great as whatever I thought they were.
Absolutely. And I did like your Anything else?
Yes. And so going off of that, I was going to say was that the Seahawks actually, so that was kind of on their defensive side, was I think it was they just didn't have a good running game. And then on the other hand, still saying on that side, I'll say that the bright spot on the defense was the fumble, and also the amount of field goals they caused for the team to have and not cause that many touchdowns, because they only caused like 2 touchdowns or something. It wasn't, or 3. It wasn't like a lot of touchdowns. It was like half of them were field goals. So that was
3 touchdowns. So it was mostly field goals. So the defense actually, surprisingly, they somewhat held up, in my opinion, even though I was like dogging on them the entire game. But the way that this game was playing, Packers should have scored like 40 points, but Seahawks were able to get some lucky stops. Mm-hmm. And it was really the offense that really just absolutely imploded. And did you have any other thoughts? Because I did cut you off.
So I was on the defensive side. Do you have anything to say about the defensive side before we move on to the offensive side?
I think that they did get run over by Josh Jacobs. The defense tried as they might. Like, I'm not even blaming them for that unusual touchdown that the Packers got towards the end of this game. Like, that's like one of those it is what it is kind of things. And plus, Packers were already put in good field position. So for the defense, it was kind of like, what more could they have really done? But defense, usually I don't really criticize the defense as much because, I'm more criticizing on the offense. So I think we should just get to the offense. And how do you feel about the whole Sam Howell experiment? Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because that was just absolutely atrocious. I know that I dog on Geno Smith all the time, but I will say this. As much as I criticize Geno Smith, which I did throughout this entire game, he's still better than Sam Howell. Let's just be real. It's just that with me and Geno Smith, I'm just an expectations freak. I want that Super Bowl. And ever since that Super Bowl 49 against the Patriots, it made me want a Super Bowl again. So since then, I guess I haven't emotionally recovered. And I just don't think Geno Smith's the guy. I don't. But I do think that Sam Howell was not the answer. Like, I didn't even think he was going to be the viable answer as a backup quarterback. Let's be real.
So
yeah, go ahead.
So going with the Sam Howell and the Geno Smith experiment, and we were both talking about these. I didn't mean to cut you off, but what's interesting about this whole kind of conversation is that Geno, I feel like he cares a lot about wanting to do well, but the problem is that, like you've talked about this before, is the pressure of big situations sometimes can get to certain players and allow them to make mistakes in key situations. So, like, him throwing a touchdown, throwing the interception for the touchdown and stuff like that. Like, he had good momentum and was going in his favor and stuff like that. But then, a simple thing like that changed the momentum of the game. And so if we can cut down on some of those stuff, I think one of the problems with Geno and with our whole team together is like, well, part of it is our quarterbacks and their interception rate. But the other problem is actually the offensive line and needing to build up our offensive line stronger. One of the things that we've done over the last few years is put a lot of money into basically a defensive line, but not really into an offensive line. We don't spend a lot of money on it, and we don't draft a lot of players for it. We drafted one player in the last few years for our offensive line. That's Cross. So you got to think about it like, okay, we have a left tackle. How much is that really going to help us? We have Abe Lucas, but he was injured for part of the season, and other players. So they're trying to come back from that. And so I think right there is that this combination of our quarterbacks and the offensive line, and how our offensive line doesn't give the quarterback enough time to make a decision because, quarterbacks need 4 seconds to throw the ball. If you're only giving them 2 seconds before the pocket collapses on them, how are they able to throw the ball? They can't. And so I think that's the problem with like Geno. Geno does have a better ability to scramble. What I noticed then, like a Sam Howell. Sam Howell had a couple good passes that he did, but I think Sam Howell was just so not ready for the big moment because he just didn't expect this to come on him so quickly. He's been, I bet, practicing all season long, but I think the thing for Sam Howell is that when you've been taken out of the fold, like last year was a starter for Washington, you taken out of the fold, your mindset kind of dwindles and stuff like that. And then when you have the opportunity to step up for yourself, do you step up under that pressure? Do you do it? And Sam Howell did it for one drive, but the other couple of drives he couldn't do it. He just the pocket wasn't giving him enough time to make the decisions he wanted to. So it was kind of a combination of two things colliding into one. Because I think our running game actually wasn't horrible. I think it could have been better, yes, but I think Jack Charbonnet had a good run. And I think the other thing to note was that our passing, the actual catches that the players were able to do, they did a fine job with their catches, with the team.
And no one really dropped the pass. It was just Sam Howell. As much as the offensive line was terrible, he just didn't have any. He has zero pocket awareness. He's got nothing.
Yeah.
But Geno, his interception, that is still on him because it was just unnecessary to go to the end zone. I thought they were just going to just take the 3 points, or at least go for short pass or something, a little bit of a shorter pass, and maybe get some yards after the catch, like Jackson Smith and Jigba. Can you be your guy? I would say Tyler Lockett, but over the years, as soon as he gets the ball and anyone gets close to him, he just slides because he just doesn't want. He wants to have the longevity of his career. But besides the point, biggest concern we have now is Geno Smith's health. And before Geno Smith's health, it was actually the schedule because the Seahawks are going to be playing the Minnesota Vikings at Chicago Bears and closing it in Los Angeles. As for the Rams, they have a much more favorable schedule. Let me look at the Rams schedule really quickly.
Yeah,
because I think they're really the threat. It's going to be the Rams and the Jets. Then we got Cardinals and the Rams. Rams are at home. And Rams at Seahawks. Rams versus Seahawks. And I think the Rams could easily win out. And for the Seahawks, they have absolutely no choice but to win out.
So here's the interesting thing. So before we go on to next week, there's one other thing we need to talk about, which is special teams. Did you see anything you want to talk about on special teams that you liked or didn't like about the game's special teams?
There's nothing really that stood out. Like, nothing really stood out. Like, you kind of saw the runs as expected. They got past the 30 a few times, but I don't think special teams made really kind of a significant impact. Like, the significant impact was the lack of the offense. I mean, the defense, you couldn't... Yes, they gave up 30 points, but you couldn't really dog on the defense too much because it was just poor quarterback play on both of them. And you have to admit, though, Geno Smith, as much as many fans love him, he's still underperformed.
Yes. And so, yeah, like I said, there's nothing exciting about the actual special teams. Like, on either side, like, they didn't, like, allow too many huge runs, like, on the defensive side for special teams. And on the offensive side, they were able to get around the 30-yard line, even with taking the ball out and not taking a lot of fair catches. So it evened out either way. So I think they did fine there. So it was a wash for the special teams. And then, like you said, going to the schedule, we saw it last year too, where it's like maybe if Geno isn't ready for next week, maybe Sam Howell will practice this week and get better. Because remember we saw last year with Drew Lock out of nowhere, Drew Lock actually won the game against Philadelphia. So you never know where things could end up. But it's like, if maybe a week of practice and Sam Howell has to play, maybe he will perform better and somehow we will beat like the Vikings and stuff like that. You never know what's going to happen from week to week because sometimes things will surprise you. Every year there's games that are so surprising. Who would have thought the Rams would have beat the Buffalo Bills? You know, who would have thought all this other stuff? You know, there's a lot of things.
Who would have thought that the Niners were going to implode?
No one thought that this year. So there's a lot of stuff. Who would have thought that, like, you know, how many like close games that the Chiefs would have had this year? You know, there's a lot of storylines we could talk about here. So a lot of it is, and you know, it's one of the interesting things this year that someone wrote an article about how little of luck the Seahawks have had this year. From their like play call, from like certain like things that have happened in games and situations that have happened in the games, we've had not a lot of stuff go our way this year. We've had to overcome a lot of challenges.
We did,
like
but this is
stuff like that and other things that have gone on. We shouldn't blame it on things like that. Just a lot of different things, you know, penalties and other things, you know, sometimes don't go our way. So we've had a lot of stuff go against us. But at the end of the day, the Seahawks are still fighting and still trying to make this a very exciting finish to the end. And I think that week 18 game will be the final game of the season. It'll be the Rams versus the Seahawks. Whoever wins that game will get in. I think the Seahawks will beat Chicago for sure. And then all we need to do, so that'll give us to at least 9 wins, you know?
I don't know. But we shouldn't even think about that. We should be thinking about whether Geno Smith is actually going to be healthy, because that Vikings game isn't going to be a walk in the park. Like, they're going to come out and they're going to play because Vikings still have something to fight for. Because the Lions lost their game, Vikings still have something to play for, which is they can still try to get the division and that top seed. And did the Vikings win today? They play tomorrow against Chicago, so they're most likely going to win that game. So they're going to be 12-2, just like the Lions are going to be 12-2. So you would think that the Vikings are going to have a lot to play for when it comes to Sunday against the Seahawks, as much as they have everything to play for. But the only thing we can hope for, and we're going to close this show real soon because I know that you're pretty much drained from this game. I'm drained. I got some work to do on the shorts. Probably going to cut them in half. I'm probably just going to cut all those Packers field goals because they're kind of just pointless.
Yeah.
But all I can say is we can only hope that... I know, I don't like Geno Smith, but I really hope he's healthy because he can't do worse than Sam Howell, could he?
All I'm saying, and what I said those comments earlier, is whoever plays the Vikings game, hopefully they're ready to take on the challenge and at least plays good. Like great, at least plays good to great ball and doesn't play like they played today. That's all I hope.
That's all we can hope for. And
Yes.
before we get into it, before we close this show, they are now 11-2, probably going to be 12-2 unless Chicago does something absolutely insane, but we can agree that that's not going to happen. But they got Sam Darnold as a quarterback. He's having an absolutely fantastic season.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they're going to be going up against Aaron Jones, the former Green Bay Packer. So there's going to be a lot of things to consider for the Seahawks. They're going to have to go up against a pretty good running back. So hopefully they'll be ready by then. But the first question is going to be is whether Geno Smith is going to be healthy for Sunday, or is Sam Howell going to have to step up huge because he failed to rise to the occasion today. And I don't want to hear the excuses of like, oh, he wasn't ready. Oh, he was just a backup. No, there are plug-in backup quarterbacks that did. Like even Geno Smith, I'll give credit to him. Remember that game where the Rams, Aaron Donald took out Russell Wilson's finger literally?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Geno Smith stepped in, and he still played pretty well. I mean, I don't like him, but he's still played better than Sam Howell. Like, he still was at least moving the ball smoothly. Like, there was actually even a debate on whether Geno Smith could be the quarterback of the future in case Russell Wilson is out, which I don't agree with, but at least I can understand where they were coming from. But Sam Howell, what we saw, was garbage. He was not plug and play.
Yeah.
Not at all.
No, but I think that's the thing at the end of the day is like half the teams in the NFL don't have great backup quarterbacks ready to plug and play right away. Because when you're just thrown into a situation and you have to like just come in the middle of a game or like partway through a game, it is tough. It is not easy. You know, that's a lot of pressure on that player to just jump in and stuff like that. You got to be, if you really want to be a great player, you have to be ready for those big moments. But you know, sometimes these players not always ready. You know, it's a lot to put on the shoulders of one player, especially when you're down by that many points already. You know,
they were still in it though.
They were
still in it. Like if
But
they
they
were
were
down
down
by like 40 points or whatever, then fine, whatever. But there was still opportunities, and Sam Howell just failed to rise to the occasion. And I sometimes wonder if he will even be the quarterback unless he changes our minds, which you never know, he could. I just wouldn't bank on it.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's going to conclude our show. And I just want to say to those that were with us throughout this entire show, I just want to salute to you and thank you very much for being part of it. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification. And Epic Sea Films, any final advice for everyone in society?
Okay. So don't drink, don't smoke, don't quit your day job, and go Hawks. We still are not out of this division. Still believe. If you believe, you can achieve.
I like it. I always like his advice. And everyone, just want to say thank you very much. And everyone, have a good evening.
Mm-hmm.